This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The California Angels faced the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park for a Monday night game on June 12, 1978. The Angels were an average team and were managed by Jim Fregosi, who had just replaced Dave Garcia earlier in the month. The Red Sox were managed by Don Zimmer and were off to a hot start with a 39-19 record and a 6-game lead over the Yankees in the AL East. This audio recording is from the Angels radio broadcast featuring announcers Dick Enberg and Al Wisk.
All set to go on the mound for the Red Sox. Landro digging in for the Angels. And for the play-by-play, Dick Enberg. Thank you, Al, and good evening, everyone. And welcome around the world as well as in the West on our California Angels radio network. From friendly Fenway Park in Boston on a beautiful baseball night. 70 degrees as Bill Lee whips into the windup the first pitch of the game. Slow curveball grounded to Scott. He buttons the ball. It comes out into right center field. There goes Landro around first, and he'll hold there. And camping out is the outfield Jack Brohammer to flip it into the shortstop Burleson. So routine ground ball to the boomer, George Scott, the 8-time Golden Glove winner at first base. Almost too easy for Scotty. He moves it, and Landro's aboard. Scott just back into the everyday lineup, fractured a finger back in April and was out for 5 or 6 weeks. He's been used as a designated hitter and a pinch hitter, but this is his first start at the bag. Landro leads then from first base, and Bob Gritz, the second baseman, steps in. From Long Beach, California, hitting .233, a modest 4-game hitting streak. Interestingly, the first pitch thrown by Lee was a big, soft balloon curveball. Infield set for 2, the pitch swung on, rolled towards third, Hopkins up with it. That's only one play at first base and makes the throw in time. Now the Angels first ball hunting on Bill Lee, and the thinking by the California Ball Club may be that Lee has reportedly had trouble with his shoulder, maybe stiff, and if you're going to get to him before he loosens up. The Angels have Landro at second base, and Lyman Bostock, one of the hottest hitters in baseball this month of June, steps in. In the 11 games this month, Bostock, the left-handed hitting center fielder of the Angels, has 24 hits in 11 games, 24 for 49, nearly 500, to raise his average up to .274 after a dismal April. He almost went 0 for April. Left-hander against left-hander. Lee checks the runner at second. The pitch, slow curveball is in there. And I mean slow curveball. Bostock against the Red Sox in a series at Anaheim last weekend was 8 for 13. Lee checks Landro, dances off second base. Spins it, throws, and Burleson behind the bag by 4 steps made the catch to take it out of center field. The wind is blowing toward that 37-foot green monster in left field, so get the ball up toward left, and you've got a chance for an easy home run tonight. A near sellout crowd at Fenway Park. They're averaging over 26,000 per home day. Lee again checks Landro, a big lead, and time called as Bostock steps out of the batter's box. Lee went through with his pitch, and it was another slow curveball. The Angels and Red Sox, 2 tired teams. The Red Sox arrived in Boston at 6:30 this morning from Seattle. The Angels didn't get to the hotel in Boston until about 9:30, and the bags in the room about 11 o'clock. After an all-night flight from Los Angeles. Foul back by Bostock on a one-handed swing, and it's 0-2. The key to Lee with all of his junk, as the players would refer to it, is to wait. Try to hit the ball to the opposite field. Don't try to power it. They play Bostock to full. He has in front of the monster in left, Lynn in the right center, and Evans in straightaway right. Lee checks Landro. The 2-strike pitch. Playing a ground ball to the right field side. Got up with it, goes to the bag in time for the out. So Bostock pulling the ball to the right side and right to George Scott on 2 convenient hops. 2 gone as Landro moves into third base. Here's left fielder Joe Rudy hitting .171. And anemic average for the talented left fielder of the Angels, who just hasn't been able to get that bat working for him. In fact, against left-handed pitchers, and it would figure that Rudy would devour the Fort-siders, he has only 4 hits all season, 4 for 27. That figures out at 148. Chance to give the Angels the late top of the first inning. Landro at third, Lee from the full windup, gets his sign from Fisk in the pitch. Down low, ball 1. As they turn that one over, faded it low and outside. Ron Jackson, in contrast to Rudy, hitting over .400 against lefties, is on deck. Rudy, a couple of home runs, 10 runs batted in. He's always hit well here in Boston. Landreau down the line at third. Lee pumps, and here comes the pitch. Swinging a line drive left center field over his Jazz. Racing at time all the way to the wall. Down slam back with the shallow left center field. Runs towards Rudy into second with a double, and the Angels lead at 1-0. Joe Rudy leans on that one and sends a line drive off the base of the wall beyond the scoreboard, inserted into that 37-foot fence in left field, and the Angels jump in front. It's an unearned run as Landreau safe on Scott there, checks in from third base. Ron Jackson hitting .357, second best in the American League. Jackson is just a point behind Rod Carew of the Minnesota Twins, and that is still another story because Rod Carew in headlines all of the sports pages around the country as Calvin Griffith of Minnesota says that he'll be trading him before the deadline Thursday at midnight. Pitch to Jackson, high ball one. Lee didn't like the call. Word is that the Angels are one of three teams vying for Rod Carew's talent, regarded generally as the best hitter in baseball. And the trade rumors don't end there. Pitch by Lee, high blooper, very high and away, 2-0. Now we got a big thrill. Ted Williams was my idol as a kid, and I can recall tracking behind him down Michigan Avenue from the Book Cadillac Hotel down to then Briggs Stadium, trying to stay out of his presence, but still close. Line drive, base hit left field. Going to be a play at the plate. Here comes Rudy around third. So by Yaz is going to be cut off, and Rudy holds in third base. Ron Jackson lines the single to left center, but Yaz, who plays the outfield like a shortstop, rings over and in, fielded on one hop, and fired to the plate. And John McNamara, the coach at third, wisely threw up the stop sign for Joe Rudy. He would have been out by 20 feet. Jackson at first base, bad back and all, playing insane, continues his solid hitting for the Angels. Here's Merv Rettenbuck, a designated hitter, batting .298, used primarily against left-handed pitching. So the Angels, an error, a double, and a single, have a run in the first inning. Runners at first and third, and Rettenbuck trying to keep it going. Lee set, and the pitch. High ball one, but to continue the point, Williams, of course, regarded as the first man to hit Rich Sewell's famed blooper ball. He the pitch that he threw for a home run, and he connected in the 1946 All-Star game right here in Fenway Park. One of the storied moments in baseball. The pitch. Rettenbuck takes a strike. Roll curveball. 1-1. That wasn't the blooper curve. That's plenty taken off it. Bill Lee, 31 years of age, former USC All-American. He is now the all-time Boston Red Sox record holder for games appeared as a left-hander. This is his 306th game in Boston, off in the graveyard for the left-handers. The pitch, low and outside as he turned it over, and the count is 2-1 to Merv Rettenbuck, the veteran outfielder, designated hitter for the Angels. Outstanding athlete at Ball State University in Indiana. Played football and baseball. Jackson away at first base, Scott holding him on. Rudy down the line at third. A run home, top of the first inning. Lee sets and the 2-1 pitch. Slow curve is high, 3-1. So Lee struggling a bit here in the first inning. Rettenbuck backs out of the batter's box. Checks with his third base coach. Young Jim Fregelsi, the 36-year-old manager of the Angels, youngest in the big leagues now, sends the sign to McNamara, who relays to Rettenbuck, hit or take. Might be something in the works with the runner at first base as well. 3-1. They play Rettenbuck straight away to throw to first, and Jackson gets back. Lee has one of the best moves to first base. That wasn't his A move. Scott holding on Jackson. Lee leaning on the right knee as he gets the sign from Townsend fifth. And a 3-1 pitch. Inside, and the bases are loaded. Rettenbuck to first base with a walk, forcing Jackson into second. Rudy at third. And the bullpen phone is ringing down in the Boston right center field relief area, and a right-hander gets up and starts throwing in a hurry. Here's veteran Ron Fairley. The Angels, with three key players injured, three right-handed hitters, are strapped a bit for the right-handed bats, and you hate to come into Fenway without, well, the services of, say, a Don Baylor, who is second in the major leagues in home runs with 15, but Baylor sidelined with a hamstring pull. Carney Lansford, the brilliant young rookie third baseman, and his swing made to order for this ballpark. He's out for 3 weeks at least with a thumb injury, and Terry Humphrey, another right-handed hitter. The catcher is out with a sore arm, so Fairley's in there for the Angels. Here's the pitch by Lee. It's in for a strike, a fastball on the inside corner. Right-hander Bob Stanley is the man loosening up for Boston. Fairley, used almost exclusively against right-handed pitching, has been up only 8 times against southpaws, and he's 1 for 8. Here's the pitch. Low with a breaking ball. It's 1-1. Some of the photographers taking pictures of Fairley and Ted Williams. But Fairley needs only to stay active a couple more years and become a 4-decade player, as was Williams. Ron, approaching 40 years of age, waves that wood back and forth. Bases loaded to run in. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball hangs inside, 2-1. Some of the fans trying to help out plate umpire Russ Getz. I tell you, Lee is throwing softly, and a couple of those pitches you almost run up behind and bat them on their way up to home plate. Almost slow pitch. 2-1, bases full. The pitch. Curveball is in there. He had Fairley backing away from the plate. He threw that one a little harder. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jim Fragauti apologizing for having Fairley's name on the starting lineup list, apologizing only in that a man 40 years of age, he played yesterday, then an all-night travel, very little sleep. They'd like to rest him a day, but that's not possible with the injury. Rudy at third, Jackson at second, Redmond at first, all ready to rush. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Lee kicks, and here comes the pitch. Swing a line drive, base hit, right center field. Rudy scores. Here comes Jackson around third, he scores. Redmond goes to third on a sharp single by Fairley, and the Angels lead 3-0. Well, no apologies there from Ron Fairley, as he drives a bullet past Jack Rohammer out into right center field. Fast fielding by Lynn to keep that one from rolling all the way to the wall. Angels with 3 runs in the top of the first of all the unearned. Redmond at third, Fairley with his 19th and 20th runs batted into the season at first base. And Dave Chalk in a modest 4-game hitting streak to batter. Way up on the handle of the bat, right-handed hitter Lee delivers outside with a tailing fastball. Chalk getting a solid 291 for the Angels. They play him a shade to pull. Evans up a few steps in right field, quite shallow. Lee straight, and the pitch. Bunted, towards third, a good bunt, and he let it roll fair and lands right on the foul line and refused to kick foul. The bases are loaded. Redmond could not score in that the bunt was right there on the third base line about 20 feet from home plate. And if Redmond had tried to score, Fisk, who was hovering over the ball, would have picked it up and tagged him. Fisk was just waving a mini version of his 1975 World Series moment where he stood here at home plate and waved his home run fair to beat Cincinnati in Game 6. This was more of a little gentle, come on now, come on, as he just moved the fingers of both hands, bring it foul, but it didn't have much action on it, and rolled weakly right onto the foul line and stopped for a base hit. So the Angels have hit around in the first inning as the bases loaded again, and Brian Downing, right-handed hitting catcher, steps in. So 3 runs home and a chance to really give Griffin a lead. Swing and a miss at Cruci, thrown by Bill Lee. Fairley moves into second, Redmond at third. With Chalk at first, a halo over every base. The Angels threaten to blow it open in the first inning. Can't get too many runs in Fenway. That's an old song. Lee rocks back in the pitch. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bob Stanley continues to throw in the bullpen for the Boston Red Sox. The Angels with an error, a walk, and 4 hits in the inning. 31-year-old left-hander from the University of Southern California, Bill Lee, kicks and deals. High, a breaking ball, 2-1, and Lee falls behind again. The action pitch, 2 balls and a strike. Lee has to throw strikes with the bases full, and Brian Downing in the catbird seat. He likes this one, he's giving it a gun. The outfield deep toward left, the pitch. Strike, it just caught the outside corner. Downing thought it was too far wide. Walked across the plate, kind of sculpted the dirt on the line that would mark the left-handed hitter's batter spot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Downing with 9 runs batted in. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul back out of play. That went up on the roof at Fenway. So talking about double-decking Fenway from first around to third, adds some 10,000 seats. Capacity now is around 33 to 35, depending on how many you can jam in the backs of the lower deck. Just a small little skybox deck, as you know, around first to third. Almost packed again tonight, as Boston comes home from a successful road trip. 2-2 pitch, swinging a high pop-up. Out goes Brohammer, in comes Lynn. Here comes Lynn, he calls him off and takes the catch. Now the Angels bat around in the first inning, 300 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, paid 3. That's for a team that is really awake. We'll see how Boston does. Bottom half of the first inning. After a half inning, the Angels 3, the Red Sox against right-hander Tom Griffin coming to bat. Last of the first inning, right-hander Tom Griffin of the Angels making his third start of the season. He is 0-2, a 3.50 ERA. His outing last time out, last Wednesday evening, in the second game of a doubleheader at the Oakland Coliseum, was his best pitching performance as he lost a tough one to Matt Keogh of the A's, 1-0. Former National League pitcher, rookie pitcher of the year in 1969 with the Houston Astros. This is Griffin's first year in the American League. And looking for his first American League victory. Ron Jackson at third. The Angel infield around the horn has Dave Chalk at short, Bob Wisk and Ron Fairley on the right side. Rudy in left, Bostock in center, and Ken Landro in right. Brian Downey behind the plate. Griffin with a 3-0 lead will face Rick Rolton, Fred Lynn, and Jim Wright. Remember, these Red Sox have not lost to a Western Division team yet this year at home, 10-0, and only 4 clubs have beaten them all season at Fenway, where they are 22-4. First pitch to Rolton, very high, ball 1. Well, that's from home field advance. 22-4 for the Red Sox, and they've just completed a 5-3 road trip. 6 full games ahead of the Yankees in the East. Griffin kicks and deals, ground ball to third. Jackson lets it go under his glove, base hit. Rudy Fields gets it in, and Wilson's aboard on a base hit. Ron Jackson playing with a bad back, and you can tell it on that play. He didn't get down on the ball, went right under his glove. Jackson normally makes that play. As he leaned to his left, just didn't get the glove that low. Wilson, who has hit safely now in 6 straight games, is aboard at first base. And here's Fred Lynn, the center fielder. 26-year-old left-handed hitter from USC and El Monte, California, hitting .316. Pitched by Griffin. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. Well, after watching Bill Lee and all that slow, soft pitching that he offered in the first inning, Griffin looks like the fastest man ever hit the mound. By contrast, the pitch. Fastball low and outside, ball 2. While the Angels as a team flew all night from the West Coast to get here to Boston, Griffin advanced the team, and he was able to get here plenty of time to get a good night's sleep. So he's the one who rested Angel. Bill Lee also allowed that plus, and he left the Boston club from Seattle a day early so that he might get a good night's rest here at home. Lynn, good power, hits the ball to left field well. The pitch, swinging a high pop-up off third. Jackson and Downing to the Angel dugout, but it's going to be back about 4 rows. Down high off the concrete floor and well back into the crowd. The Angels left town. Excellent 3-game series against the New York Yankees. Drawing over an average of over 30,000 a game, and on the season now have averaged 20,586 at Anaheim. Boston averaging 26,012 for their home base. Go to first and back is Rolton. Johnny Teskey, former teammate of our pre-game guest Ted Williams, coaching at first base. Called him the walking man in his playing days, especially with the Detroit Tigers. Eddie Yost coaches at third. Fastball on away, 3-1. So Griffin gives up a base hit to Wilson and falls behind Lynn 3-1. With Jim Wright, the major league leader in home runs and RBIs, on deck. 3-0 Angels, bottom of the first inning. Griffin sets the 3-1 pitch, swinging a high fly ball to center field. Bostock waiting, in position in deep center. He's got it, and is one away. You see that ball carry maybe another 10-15 feet because of the wind. Bostock had a beat on it, and then he kept drifting back with a small step about 15 feet before he caught the ball in the hand. It's for Jim Wright. is dipped down to 321, and he took some extra batting practice before the game tonight. He leads the majors with 19 homers, 54 runs batted in, American League leader in runs, hits, and slugging percentage, and tied in triples with 6. Swings and misses, 0-1. Good compact stroke for Wright. They have the tightest swing of anyone in the American League. Likened to Joe Lewis's famous 6-inch right-hand punch that could destroy an opponent. Wright takes a very short swing, but such a strong man can hit it out anywhere. Just 25 years of age from Anderson, South Carolina. Squared away stance, deep in the box. Downing out to say something to Griffin, who looks over, checks the runner Burleson at first, barely holding him tight. Outfield deep. The pitch. Low, a breaking ball. It's 1-1. Wright has been playing left field with the injury to Scott, but tonight the designated hitter was Scotty back at first base for Boston. Griffin, 6'3", 210 pounds, from the San Fernando Valley. Throws to first, and Burleson is back. Rich at second, squeezed over toward the bag. Shaw trying to cover the hole best he can, but still edge a step up in double play position. Check swing, and it's low. Griffin said, hey, what's wrong with that one? 2 balls and a strike. How about that for a slugging percentage for Wright? .638. Wears 14 in bright red numerals on the back of his Boston white. The 2-1 pitch. Low again, 3-1. Griffin fell behind Lynn, 3-1, and got him to fly to center. Now he's behind Wright, 3-1, with Carl Yastrzemski on deck. No place to rest in this Boston batting order. The best hitting list in the American League. Number 9 hitter Hobson, 262, 11 home runs. Swinging a high pop-up right side. Rich waiting for it to come down as he edges out on the grass. Second baseman has it, and it's 2 away. For a while, Rich might have been wondering, will it come down? It would have hit that high. 2 gone, Yastrzemski, the batter, was going to pause for station identification. The salute the sports voice of the San Joaquin Valley, KONG Visalia, and all of the 300 stations and ships at sea on American Forces Radio on Angels Baseball 78. Carl Yastrzemski up. 3-0 Angels, bottom of the first inning. First pitch is high, ball 1. New ball thrown out to Tom Griffin. Yes, hitting .290 this year. Refusing to acknowledge his advancing years. Still in great shape. Pinwheels that bat in the right hand, then settles off the letters, and the throw to first Burleson is back. Yes has 3 home runs and 28 runs batted in. Now 38 years of age from Long Island, New York. The pitch, curveball high, ball 2. So Griffin behind the hitters, but getting away with it so far. Bill Lee did not. And the Angels scored 3 as they hit around with the help of an error in the top of this first inning. Griffin set. The pitch, swing a shot to second, right at Rich. Knocks it down, picks it up, throws and gets him. Ball, handcuffed Rich. Fortunately, rolled only about 8 feet away, was able to pounce on it and throw out Yaz at first base 4-3. So the Sox, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left as skipper Don Zimmer left Wright and Lynn hit 3-1 and Yaz 2-0, and they all made out. After an inning, Angels 3, Boston nothing. The scene, cozy Fenway Park in Boston on a 70-degree evening, 58% humidity, the breeze about 17 miles an hour toward the left field wall. Little chance of rain tonight, but 80% prediction of the precipitation tomorrow. Bill Lee tuning up with Carlton Fisk will face the top of the Angel order. Landreau, Rich, and Bostad. 1 game played in the Major Leagues this afternoon. Candlestick Park in San Francisco, 7,231. Saw the Giants get a 1-hitter from Ed Halicki as he shut out Montreal 1-0. The Giants picked up only 3 hits off Steve Rogers of the Expos. Halicki 3-1 the winner. Rogers 7 and 6 the loser. Giants 1, Montreal nothing. Seattle at Baltimore underway tonight, and the Mariners failed to score top of the first inning. Landreau takes the fastball inside, ball 1. That's Colburn against Martinez. Colts against Moore, Minnesota. Toronto rain delay at the start. The pitch. A strike and a slider, and it's 1-1 to Landreau. He was safe on Scott there in the first inning. That opened the gates for the Angels to score their 3 runs. Milwaukee will be in Detroit tonight. Rodriguez for the Brewers out of the bullpen against Milt Wilcox. Oakland, New York, Texas, Kansas City, Cleveland, and Chicago. No report. The pitch. Slow curve high. National League, St. Louis and Atlanta. They're in the second inning, no score. Vukovic for the Cards and Mahler for the Braves. Chicago, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Houston, New York, and San Diego. The Dodgers host Philadelphia. There's a looping liner. Burleson one-handed. If he goes, scores right. Landreau, a looping line drive caught by Burleson as he left his feet, didn't take the full leap, and one-handed it to his backhand side. Bobby Grich grounded to third his first time up. Bobby Grich. Angel.
Point W, 36994. Wait for up strong.
First pitch to Grich is taken for a strike. Bobby's just safely in the last 4 games. Where's his hitting streak on his back? Up on the handle, slightly closed hands. Lee delivers. That slow serve is in there. 2 strikes on Grich. You have to be a patient hitter against left-hander Bill Lee. Most of his pitches are above the batter's head somewhere during the trajectory from mound to plate. The pitch. Inside, and he threw that one about as hard as he can. A fastball, and Grich held back. He'll just waste his fastball or spot it. It is Lee's change of pace. Outfield well back for Grich. The pump and the 1-2 delivery. High. 2-2. Grich leads the Angels with 34-1. Lyman Bostock on deck. 3-0. Angels lead it. We're in the top of the second inning. 1 out, bases empty. Lee kicks and deals. Swing a line drive. Burleson has this one too. Well, line drive off the bat of Bobby Grich, but right to the shortstop. Rick Burleson caught it just above the bill of his cap. Lyman Bostock, the center fielder, bounced out to the first baseman, George Scott unassisted his first time up. We mentioned trade rumors. The trading deadline, Major League, is this Thursday night, midnight. And one of the rumors floating around involving the Angels, Nolan Ryan. Ground ball to short. Burleson's been a busy man. He takes care of everyone in the second inning. Throws across to Scott. 6-3 on the putout. A 1-2-3 inning for the Angels after 1.5. It's the Angels 3, Boston nothing. John Kiley, the fine organist here at Fenway Park in Boston, with playing It's a Small World. Indeed, we feel that every time we receive the good news that we're able to share our broadcast with those of you listening, all corners of the globe, and we hope it is well with you. We salute our men and women, United States Armed Forces, listening, as well as many folks who are vacationing parts of Asia and Europe, and joining us on this baseball broadcast from Boston. Carlton fifth, then George Scott and Jack Brohammer will bat against Tom Griffin in the Boston second inning. Fifth, now 30, native of New Hampshire, hitting .267, has 5 home runs and 19 runs batted in. Big right-handed batter, he and Joe Rudy, the Angels, perhaps the most deliberate hitters in the entire league, and getting themselves set in the batter's box. Salvin just settling in now, widespread closed stand. Downing the outside pocket, the pitch is too high, ball 1. Rudy playing right at the edge of the track in front of the scoreboard in left. Bostock deep in left center. And Landreau a good distance back in straightaway right field. Griffin runs back the pitch. Swinging a pop-up. Might be a play behind the plate for Downing. Flips the mask away. Comes back toward the box seat and makes a fine running catch. 1 step from the padded barrier. The box seat running toward the Angel dugout on the third base side. Downing, a hustling catcher who plays his position at times like an infielder. The boomer, George Scott, steps in. Hitting .284. Now 34 years of age, native of Greenville, Mississippi. He has brought not only a lot of long home runs to this league, but a whole new language. The pitch, back ball strike. Talk throwing a heater, the fastball hitting a tater, and many other. Scott is a curveball bends outside 1-1. Scott handling both ends of his game so very well. He has 256 career home runs. He's won 8 Golden Gloves. Injured at the start of this season, but healthy now. The pitch, swing and a miss as he took his set trip. Scott's power is to left and right center field. It is 420 to the center field wall adjacent to the Boston bullpen out in deep right center, about 400 straightaway center. Swing and a miss, case of bad ball, strike 3. What? Plate umpire Russ Getz is saying that George Scott didn't swing at that one? And Downing can't believe that. And the Cavalry man goes to 2-2 instead of strike 3. Unless Getz is saying that that ball was foul tipped by Scott, that's the only thing we can think of. Jim Fragowski has not come out of the Angel dugout. And Downing continues to talk with the plate umpire Getz. Scoreboard reads the ball in 2 strikes. Scott took a pretty good swing not to be called out. They must have foul tipped it. Count is 1-2. Griffin rocks back, and here it comes. Swing on a line drive, base hit right center field. Landro over to get it in right center, slips and falls, gets up and gets his throw in as Scott pulls at first base with his second Boston hit. He had to pull it out over Gritz's head. The batter is Jack Brohammer, little left-handed hitting infielder. He's in the lineup because Jerry Remy, the second baseman for the Red Sox, has a severely sprained ankle, may miss 4 or 5 games. But Brohammer has been doing a solid job anyway. He's got a 10-game hitting streak. That's his longest ever as a big leaguer, and he's hitting .299. The pitch by Griffin is just outside ball 1. Brohammer wears number 3 on his back. Played out his option with the White Sox. Signed with Boston. He's a Southern Californian from Huntington Beach. The pitch. Swing another line drive, base hit, right field. There goes Scott to second. Landro off to the ball. Scott's going to go to third. Hit comes in front of third base. He hits him in the back. Throw gets away, and Brohammer holds at first base. He would have been out, but Landro's throw hit him in the back, and Scott, gambling, takes it to third. Threw a perfect one-hopper to the third baseman, Ron Jansen. But Scott, his big bat was in the way, hit him in the back and sailed away. So the Red Sox have runners at first and third, 1 out in the second, and the tying run at the plate in the form of Dwight Evans, the big right-handed hitting right fielder. Crowd comes to life. Evans, 13 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Left field ball looks so very close when he steps in there. Takes a strike, a curveball. It hits the outside corner. Sharp singles by Scott and Brohammer with 1 out in the Boston second inning. Staley anchored in the bag. The infield looking for the double play chance. Evans at .287 hitter. The pitch. Swing and a foul. Puts that one up on the roof above the press level behind home plate. It's a great ballpark, and so many of the old-timers feel as we do that they'll never change Fenway. It's very special in light of the new modern stadium that seems so sterile. This one with its many angles and its short fences. The pitch is high, 1-2. You're always in a game at Fenway. And the fans as knowledgeable as any in baseball. And, of course, tickets now at a premium. Here's a Monday night game. And it's a sellout. Griffin checks the runners first and third. The pitch. Swing and a pop fly. Foul. It'll be out of play as Evans swatting a fastball away. Hits it in behind the seat. Back to the Boston dugout. Butch Hobson, third baseman, is on deck. Of course, the likes of Hobson and Evans at the bottom of the Boston batting order give you an idea why the Red Sox are in first place. Evans has 13 home runs and Hobson 11, and they're hitting 8th and 9th. Scott off third. Brohammer at first. 3-0 Angels. Here's the pitch. Swing and a hit. Oh, a high fly ball to left field. The wind will help it. It is going. It is gone. Watched in despair as it fell over his back high up into that screen. Just like that, the game is even at 3. Here's Wood Thompson batting .262. The pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. 0-1. As a pitcher, you just have to say to yourself, I didn't think that bad a pitch, but in this part, you can't let him hit it high to left, especially with the wind. Ball up the middle, backhanded by Grix behind second. He throws Thompson out by a stride. Ball is hit fairly well. So 2 outs in the second inning. And the totals now are even. 3 runs, 4 hits aside. Rick Wilson singled under Jackson's glove his first time up. Rick Wilson, second in the American League in doubles with 15. Off for a slow start, hitting .227, but his bat's getting heated up a bit. He's hit safely in 6 in a row and swings and misses at a sinking fastball. So the crowd got what they were asking for. The home run was 2 men on from Dwight Evans. A 3-3 tie. The pitch, curveball, over but low, 1-1. Fred Lynn is on deck. Griffin rocks back, and here's the pitch. High, a fastball, 2-1. Griffin mopping his brow. Fortunately for the Angels, not accustomed to the humidity with a dry heat in California, it's not a bad night. Pop up in his shallow center. Bostock in, chalk out. Bostock stops and makes the catch. Almost fell down. He put on the brakes, running hard, and realized the wind was carrying that ball out. He slammed on the brakes and almost fell down. Slipped, but maintained his footing and made the catch. Red Sox 3 runs to tie on 3 hits, no one left. After 2, Boston 3, the Angels 3. The Red Sox are home where they enjoy the dimensions of Fenway and have just hit their 69th team home run of the season, breaking a tie with Milwaukee, best home run hitting team in the American League currently. And Bill Lee is back even at 3-3. As he warms up, he'll face Joe Rudy, Ron Jensen, and Merv Retman in the middle of the Angel batting order in the top of the 3rd inning. This is Sickenberg with Al Wisk. Don Drysdale off on assignment. Will rejoin us tomorrow night. Producer engineer Dick Nelson. Just to complete that note on a possible trade involving Nolan Ryan, there was a wire service report that the owner of the Texas Rangers, Brad Corbett, had flown from Arlington to Anaheim to visit with Angels general manager Bussy Bavasi about a trade which would involve the Rangers and Angels. They would like very much to have the native Texan, Nolan Ryan. If we hear anything, of course, you'll hear about it. Let's go to the 3rd inning. 3-3 tie. Here's Al. All right, Dick, and here's Rudy at the plate. Facing Bill Lee of the Boston Red Sox. Lee holding the glove and the ball in front of his chest, looking for the sign from Carl Yastrzemski. Now winds, and the first pitch to Joe Rudy is a slow curve up high, ball 1. He's changing speed to watch this year, and that's one reason that George Bamberger, the new manager of the Milwaukee Brewers, says that he figures Bill Lee will be the big winner this year in the Boston Red Sox. We'll have to wait and see. His record's 7-3. He winds and the pitch. Swing and a miss. So Joe Rudy at the plate to count even 1-1. Bill Lee has been bothered by shoulder problems ever since he got into that brawl in Yankee Stadium on May 20th, 1976, and he says that he still has some degree of discomfort in his shoulder as he pitches this year. He winds, and the 1-1 pitch to Rudy is inside, and the count 2-1 to Joe. Of course, Lee was out for a couple of months after that injury, and that sidetracked that 1976 season for him. He's hoping that 78 will be a different story. making his third try when number 81, 2-1 pitch, hangs high, 3-1 to Rudy. Ron Jackson on deck. Jackson currently the number 2 hitter in the American League for average behind Rod Carew, and just barely behind Carew is Rodney is 358. Rudy at the plate. He has the edge on Lee, 3-1. The Burbank native on the mound, 31 years old, 6'3", 205 pounds. He winds, and the 3-1 pitch to Rudy. Swinging a foul tap at the plate, bounces into Joe Rudy, so the count goes to 3-2. Bill Lee, lifetime against the Angels, with a 7-4 record. And last year appeared to be getting on the track for Boston against everybody in the American League, because in September he had a 4-2 mark that matched his entire win and loss total prior to the All-Star game, which was also 4-2. 3-2 pitch to Rudy. Just outside ball 4 with a fastball. So Rudy draws the walk from Bill Lee. That's the second walk issued by Lee. And Rudy, the leadoff man, on in the third. Here's Ron Jackson. Jackson, his first time up with a single to left field. The Angels scoring 3 times in the first inning. The Boston Red Sox matching it with a 3-run home run by Dwight Evans in their half of the second. So it's 3-3 in Boston, Fenway Park. The Angels hitting in the top of the third. The pitch to Jackson is outside, and ball 1 to run. Jackson hitting .357 with 3 home runs and 27 RBI. He also leads the Angels in doubles with 10. As Dick said, he's playing with the ouchie back. Curveball gets in there for a called strike. So Ron Jackson at the plate against Bill Lee, the alumnus of USC, bends in. Has the sign. Here comes the pitch. Squared back and out of play off the facing of the press box to your right. Jackson with 2 strike zones. The Angels, hoping that they were able to generate some momentum at home before taking to the road. They have a long, long road trip in front of them. They have won 4 of the last 6 games and have 3 comeback wins in that. Way inside, and Jackson has to lift his foot out of the way, get out of the way. The countdown 2-2 to Ron Jackson. Angels trying to step around the injuries that have hit them. As Connie Lansford gone for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Just barely outside with a fastball to count for Jackson. Lansford was an injured thumb on his left hand, out for 2 to 3 weeks. McNamara called up from Salt Lake City. Jackson from first over to third. Ron Fairley playing first today for the Eagles. First place, Boston Red Sox. Rulers in the Eastern Division. The Angels a game and a half out of West. Trying to catch the open A. Starts over the first base. Leisurely throw to Big George Scott. And in plenty of time to get back to the bag, Joe Rudy. Jackson at the plate. Right-hand hitter. Slightly closed stance. 3-2 pitches. Rudy goes. Jackson hits a bullet. And Lee just kicks out his glove. And clears it right on the mound and fires over the first base to George Scott. And Rudy was almost down to second base by the time the ball was returned to first. So a very quick double play. 1-3 on the liner to Bill Lee and the toss over the first base to George Scott. So Joe Rudy doubled up. The base is clean for the Angels and Merv Retman in the third with 2 outs. Retman walked back in the first. Hitting .298, 1 home run, 10 RBI. The line to the pitch is slow, breaking ball inside, ball 1. Merv, the DH, replacing Don Baylor, and that bat will be missed in this short 2-game series in Fenway Park, because Baylor is tailor-made for Fenway. The pitch down low, 2-0. Don Baylor, a dead full hitter, and he could tattoo that wall all night long. But Bader with a hamstring pull, and so he's going to be out. No telling how long. Hopefully just a couple of games. Swinging a high chopper. Off the glove of the third baseman Hobson into short left field. Making the turn is Ruckman. He'll hang on to Yastrzemski, retrieves quickly and throws back to the infield. He'll be scored an error 5 on Butch Hobson, who tried to cut off the ball in front of Burleson, the shortstop for the Red Sox. But in doing so, took his eye off the ball, and the ball skidded off his glove into the left field. So an E5, and that is the second error of the game for the Red Sox. So man on with 2 men off, and now Ron Fairley at the plate. Fairley is 1 for 1. He singled to center in the first. And Fairley, with that hit, one of the rare times he's had a chance to come up against left-hand hitters this year, and a rare hit for him. He's hitting 125 this year against left-handers. Fairley taking advantage of the expertise of Dick Edwards' pregame guest, Ted Williams, as he and Ted were talking outside the Boston dugout prior to the game. What else? Subject hitting. So Fairley, a left-hander at the plate. Southpaw Bill Lee on the mound, bending at the waist, glove on his knee. The ball on the back hip, he sets the kick and the pitch. Fastball down low, ball 1. Fairley hitting with 2 outs. Runner at first base. That's Merv Ruckman. The Angels and the Boston Red Sox tied in the third at 3. Lee sets the leg lift and the pitch. Swinging a bounding ball, backing up to Scott at first. He drops it, but is not too far from the bag, so he just tags it with his foot as he recovers. And the side retired in the third. Angels out without a hit in their half of the third. And at the end of 2.5, the score remains tied at 3. Now we're still on the Dick Edwards Fenway Park in Boston, where the score is tied at 3. The Angels with 3 runs in their half of the first on 4 hits and 1 error, and they still stranded 3 men. The Boston Red Sox with their 3 in the second of the 3-run home run by Dwight Evans. That was his 14th home run of the year, and that took him up to 30 in the RBI mark. He is number 3 in home runs in the American League this year. Fred Lynn leading off for Boston in the third, then Jim Rice and Carl Yastrzemski. Well, that Boston Red Sox line just amazing. You look at the talent they have when they're healthy. Of course, Grundy is out of the lineup at this particular point. Scott is back in for Boston. He has missed some action. So when you look at that lineup with all the starters in there, breaking ball inside, ball 1. Many people say it's 2 leadoff men and 7 cleanup hitters. And they're not far wrong. Fred Lynn leading off for 1-0 pitch on the outside corner at the knees for a called strike, 1-1. Lynn 319, 0 for 1 in this game, 7 home runs, 27 RBIs. Left-hander against the right-hander on the mound for the Angels, Tom Griffin, who deals high, 2-1. Lynn, a couple of stats on him. He likes to hit in Boston, likes to hit right-handers. Swing and a foul. Flared off to the left side and back into the stands by 13 rows. To count 2-2. Lynn's average in Boston last year, 313. You check his breakdown on home runs. You find he hit 2 against left-handers, but 16 against right-handers, and what for him was a subpar year. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a bounding ball right side, gloved by Briggs on the edge of the outfield grass, and he throws him up. So Fred Lynn put away by Bob Briggs. And here's Jim Rice. Rice pops the pitch in the first. Heading of the game, carrying a .321 average. Number 5 in the American League. Of course, in the power category, right up on top. 19 home runs, 54 RBIs. The first pitch, breaking ball high, and the count is 1-0. Jim Rice just barely reaching his premium years with the Boston Red Sox. Ball inside, the count 2-0. The Red Sox figure that for many years, as he now enters his late 20s and early 30s, he will contribute 35 to 40 home runs at least a year, over 100 RBIs, and probably hit .325. Swinging a one-hopper, hit sharply to Gritch. He has it and throws him out. So Bob Briggs is taking care of the first 2 men, up for the Boston Red Sox in the third, and here's Carl Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski bounced out to Rich in the first to end that inning. Carl very impressed by Boston this year, as well he should be. They're in first place by 6 games entering today's action. 39-19, that's 20 games above 500. Yastrzemski at the plate, left-hand hitter, holding that bat off his back shoulder, high and away with a fastball by Griffin. Ball 1. Carl says this is the best Boston Red Sox team that he has seen. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1. Yastrzemski has had his cuts against the Angels in his career. His total, 30 career home runs against California. Carl close stance at the plate, the pitch. Up high with a fastball. 2-1 to Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski heads into this game with a hitting streak of 4 straight. Hitting with 2 outs in the last of the third. Fastball missed outside. 3-1 to Yastrzemski. Carlton first on deck. Tom Griffin looking for his first win as an Angel, his first win in the American League. He's working in the tie game at 3 in the third. Fastball outside, ball 4. So Yastrzemski rejects the bat into the bungo circle to the right of home plate. Goes down to first with a walk. For Griffin, that's the first free pass that he's issued this evening. And it brings up Carlton Fisk. Fisk in the second fouled out to his counterpart, Brian Downing. Hitting .267, 5 home runs, and 19 RBIs. Carlton visiting with relatives because the Angels are in town. His brother-in-law is Rick Miller. Rick married to Carlton's sister Janet. She'll spend a couple of weeks here in the Boston area and in New Hampshire visiting Carlton and her folks. Swing and a miss to the breaking ball, served up by Griffin. 1 strike to Fisk. Fisk is a very dedicated hitter. If you go into the batting cage, the batting practice, and listen to him from time to time, you'll hear him reciting verbal situations, game situations. Man on first third, or a man on third with 1 out. And he'll go down the whole list of them and try to react accordingly at home plate. Gets the ball to the right side, tries to get it in the air, get the runner home. So Fisk, a thinking man's player outside. And the count to Carlton, 1-1. The Red Sox catcher hitting with 2 outs, a man on. That's Yastrzemski, issued a free pass, the first walk of the game by Griffin. And Tom, the ex-San Diego Padre pitcher, on the mound, looking for the sign from Downing, who sets the target for the toss over to first base, and they almost got Yastrzemski. He barely made it back with a dive, as if trying to reach the end of a boat dock and just barely getting on with his fingertips. That's how he was gripping the bag. So Griffin just barely missed picking him off. Now Tom Griffin now back on the rubber, turning his attentions to home plate. Again, the sign by Downing and the target. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball outside part of the plate. Waved at and missed by Carlton Fisk. It's 1-2 as Griffin has the edge. Outfield against Fisk. Deep and around slightly toward left. Boston Red Sox and the Angels. First game of a short 2-game series at Fenway Park. Another toss over to first base. And back in time, Carl Yastrzemski. Ron Fairley covering at first. Bob Gritch over at second. The Angels have Chalk at short and Jackson over at third. Downing behind the plate. Time called quickly by home plate umpire Russ Getz, as it was requested by Carl Fisk. The Angels defense rounded out with Rudy in left, Bostock in center, and young Teddy Landreau in right. This now close stance. Griffin fires over to first base, and Yastrzemski back standing up. Again, the set by Griffin. He works the play. Fastball hangs high, and the count 2-2 to Carlton Fisk. Scoreboard operator having some difficulty getting the right count tonight. And so home plate umpire Guest holding up his hands with the correct indication. Another throw over to first base by Griffin. And again, Yastrzemski back. The fans booing him, but that's his job, keep him close. Now Fisk reestablishing himself at the plate. The 2-2 pitch as the runner goes. Swing and a miss, strike three. And Carlton Fisk strikes out. So decidedly tied for the Boston Red Sox in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left. At the end of three in Fenway Park, 3-3, Boston and California. Al Wisk along with Dick Enberg, Fenway Park in Boston, where the game is tied at 3. The Red Sox and the California Angels. Boston 3 runs on 4 hits. The Angels ditto 3 runs and 4 hits. And for the Halos in their half of the fourth, it's Dave Chalk, Brian Downing, and then the top of the order in Kenny Landreau to face Bill Lee. The Angels getting a chance to exchange greetings with their ex-teammate Jerry Remy, who unfortunately can't play in this game. He's going to be out at least 3 more games with an ankle that he injured in Seattle. But Remy very happy to be in Boston. He, of course, is a native of Massachusetts. And he feels right at home here in Boston in a Red Sox uniform, independently. Dave Chalk at the plate. The first pitch, a breaking ball in there for a call, strike 1. Chalk has been safely in 5 straight. Bunted his way on in the first. And he couldn't have rolled it with his hand any better. Tries to bunt his way on again. It's a foul and rolls off the catcher, Carlton Fisk, and over toward the Boston Red Sox dugout. So 0-2 on Chalk. Chalk laid it down the third baseline. And Fisk was trying to urge the ball to go foul, but it stopped just barely on the line. And Chalk over at first base already by the time the momentum of the ball stopped. Swinging a bounding ball into the third baseman, Hobson, he gloves, and guns in turn. Dave Chalk put out 5-3 by Butch Hobson. And Brian Downing at the plate. Let's pause for station identification. This is Angels Radio 78.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
SCN Philadelphia.
Angels and Red Sox, 3-3, top of the fourth, 1 out. Brian Downing at the plate, all set to go against Bill Lee. The Angels, with a barrage of hits yesterday back at Anaheim Stadium as they beat the Yankees 9-6. 16 hits for the Angels, and it looked like they were going to duplicate that in this game as they got off with 4 hits and 3 runs in the very first inning. Downing at the plate, takes ball 1. So it's the last 2 times around, in the second down 1-2-3. And no action in the third either. There's a slow curve at the knees for a called strike in the inside corner. Downing is 238 hitter, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 0 for 1 in this game. He flied out to center. A tapper hits back to the pitcher, Bill Lee. Twirls and throws over the first base, and there are 2 outs. The Angels in the fourth. Lee coming off the mound, a good fielding pitcher, toward the first baseline. To glove that tapper and then twirl and throw to George Scott at first. Two down for the Angels in the fourth to the top of the order. Up in Landreau. Getting left-hand hitting against left-handed Lee. Swing and a bounding ball left to Scott. Just 50 goes over the first base and the side retired. 1, 2, 3. Angels going to the fourth at the end of 3.5. 3-3. The Angels and the Red Sox contrasted as they began the first game in a long series of games for each team. The Angels with their longest road trip of the year, 14 games. The Boston Red Sox with their longest home stand of the year. It begins tonight. tonight in Fenway Park. George Scott at the plate, and Jack Brohammer and Dwight Evans in the Red Sox half of the fourth. The game ties 3-3 as each team with 4 hits so far tonight. The Red Sox scoring in spectacular, although narrow fashion. Dwight Evans with a 3-run home run into the net atop the Green Monster in left field here at Fenway Park. It was very much wind aided, a very strong wind blowing out toward the Green Monster. George Scott takes down low and outside, ball 1. A breeze at game time of 17 miles per hour. It's blowing so strong, the big American flag is pulling at that flagpole. It's swaying in the breeze. The flagpole, the fastball inside, and you can hear the reaction from the crowd here at Fenway. 2-0 to Scott. George last year involved in an amusing incident at Fenway because he hit a home run. There's just no question about it. He hit a home run to straightaway center field, but there's a perpendicular line that designates swing and a line drive, base hit. So George Scott, that is his second hit of the night, 2 for 2. Both of them line drive to right field. Scott last year against the Angels with a home run that was to the right of a perpendicular line, which separates the big Green Monster from a shorter wall, about half the size of that 37-foot bluff. But the umpire didn't see it. Scott, as he was circling the bases, was trying to tell him it's out. He was doing the umpire's call, twirling his hand, it's out. He's pointing to the wall. And he was so busy trying to tell the umpire he was wrong, he missed a chance at inside the park home run because the Angels didn't pursue it in the outfield. That happened last year. First pitch is in there at the knees, outside corner for a call strike 1 to Jack Brohammer. Brohammer, a hot hitter. 11 straight games. 299 coming in. 1 home run and 10 RBIs. And he has a single so far tonight. That's back in the second. He and Scott brought home the 3-run home run by Evans. Swing and a miss. Mistimed that pitch. And the count 0-2. Brohammer getting a chance to play because of the injury to Jerry Remy. Sprain of Remy's ankle, a slight twisting of it. So Jack Brohammer up against Tom Griffin, who kicks and delivers way outside, and Downing has to scramble off to his left to spear that one. George Scott leading off the fourth with a single. The game tied at 3. Fenway Park in Boston. Last of the fourth. Jack Brohammer at the plate. The count 1-2. Griffin sets and delivers outside. 2-2. A check of the scoreboard. Other action today. In progress, Baltimore and Seattle. And the Orioles lead 3-0. They have played 3. Eddie Murray with his 10th home run of the year. That's the difference in the game. It came in the third with 2 men on. So Murray a 3-run home run. Griffin fires over to first base, and George Scott, obviously no base-stealing threat. Now with all the luggage he's carrying, he's back in plenty of time. 2-2 pitch. Inside. Johnny can't find it. There goes Scott to second base. Hit through the in. That is scored a wild pitch. George Scott in scoring position represents the potential tie-breaking run in the fourth. Elsewhere on the Major League scoreboard, Detroit leads Milwaukee 3-2 at the end of an inning and a half. There have already been 3 home runs in that game. Tom Griffin, who was victimized by Dwight Evans in the second for a 3-run blast, stands to the mound. Check George Scott, the pitch. Swinging a tapper foul to the right of home plate. Count full on Jack Brohammer of the Red Sox. In the Detroit-Milwaukee game, Staub with his 9th home run, Thompson is 15th, Thomas is 13th. So Jason Thompson goes into a tie for second place with Don Baylor and the American League home run parade. Scott for the conservative lead, now he edges off a second. The 3-2 pitch by Brohammer. The throw to the plate is cut off by Fairley, but Scott will run straight from third. Runners at first and third with nobody out in the fourth, and here comes Dwight Evans. It was Evans who provided the fireworks for Boston tonight. A 3-run drive, his 14th of the year, pulling his RBI total up to 30. Dwight from Chatsworth High. Last year, 393, and there were 2 home runs against California. He has hit home runs in 2 consecutive games, and the 13th yesterday. Now, with the fans shouting a rhythmic applause in Fenway Park, Griffin backed off the mound and now wants to conference with his catcher, Ryan Downing. Nobody out, 2 men on. Game tied 3-3, last of the 4th. Elsewhere in the American League, the New York Yankees have played an inning and a half with Oakland. No score in that game. It's Kehoe against Gidry. Later on, a couple of jumpies tangle Texas and Kansas City in Royal Stadium. And Cleveland will play Chicago also a little bit later on. The pitch. Up high, ball 1 with a fastball. Tom Griffin in a jam. Nobody out. 2 men on. 4th inning. Game tied at 3. And Dwight Evans, who homered off of him, back in the second at the plate. Evans close hands, right-hand hitter. The pitch. Swinging and a foul back to the screen. And count 1-1. Evans with that home run has been safely in 6 straight games. The Angels will try to turn the double play. So there's double play depth. They'll give up the run. Scott at third. Check swing, it's down low. And the count 2-1. Back about 3 steps from the outfield grass to short is Dave Shaw. Rich, about 4 steps from the grass over at second base. Both pitched in toward the middle. Hoping that Evans will hit it on the ground and out in the air. The pitch. Swing and a check swing off the facing of the press box to your right. Gloved on the fly-by man, actually on the rebound. 2-2. The boomer, George Scott, at third. Jack Brohammer at first. Fairly holding Brohammer at first. Jackson playing off the line and back of the bag at third. The middle of the infield double play depth. So Scott will score on the ground ball hit toward the pitch. In there for a called strike 3. A slider by Tom Griffin caught Evans looking. So the scale's balancing as Evans with a 3-run home run in the second. And now a pound of flesh for Tom Griffin in the 4th as he catches Evans looking. That's the second strikeout tonight for Griffin. Now that's only 1 out in the 4th for the Boston Red Sox, and it's Butch Hobson, the number 9 hitter at the plate. Hobson with 11 home runs and 35 RBIs, and he's hitting 9th with this power-packed Boston Red Sox lineup. Holds that bat high, swing and a miss, a high fastball served up by Griffin. Hobson holding that bat high, almost a mirror image of Carl Yastrzemski when he does that. 262 to go along with those 11 home runs and 35 ribbies. Down low, 1-1. Hobson, the free swinger, while he'll pick up those home runs, will also pick up strikeouts. Got a club record of 162 last year. Activity now in the Angel bullpen. Ken Brett throwing. Breaking ball outside. 2-1 to Hobson. Hobson last year, 30 home runs for the Red Sox, 112 RBIs. Oddly enough, no home runs against the Angels. Which takes on just about everybody else in the American League. 2-1 pitch. Swinging a bounding ball. Hit to the shortstop. He takes it. Throws over to first base. Got it. Everybody safe. George Scott scores. And the Red Sox lead it 4-3. Now you have to feel for Tom Griffin. He did exactly what the pitcher wanted to do. He struck out Evans with runners at first and third and served up a mid-order double play. Waited short. But in his haste to make 2, he got none. And the Red Sox are in front. Well, George Scott scores. It's 4-3 Boston. At second base, Jack Brohammer. Hobson safe at first on the air by Dave Chalk. At the top of the order up in Rick Burleson. Burleson 1 for 2. Waits at the plate. Down low, ball 1. The Red Sox with a great break. The Angels should have gotten out of this inning on a double play. But Dave Chalk couldn't find the handle. He's charged with an error and a run scored. teammates. Down Griffin still on the hook. Fourth inning, 4-3 Boston. Burleson waits. The pickoff attempt not made to second base as Bobby Griggs running over toward the bag at second. Griffin whirled, stepped off the rubber, but did not throw to second. Hammer at second. Thompson at first. The pitch. Outside, breaking ball to Burleson. 2-0 to Rick. Burleson with only 3 home runs, but he hit number 3 yesterday from down in California. Has a 6-game hitting streak going. 1 for 2 in this game. He waits. Close stance. Right-hand hitter. Swing. A roll. Fly ball. Hit the deep side. The clock going back to the warning track. He makes the catch. Leans up against the wall. Throws back to the infield. 1 runner will tag and go to third. Hammer at third base. Remaining at first, Butch Hobson on the towering deep fly ball. Hits the straightaway center field and the warning track, the base of the wall by Rick Burleson. The runners at first and third now with 2 outs. As Griffin getting the advantage of the deep center field area here in Fenway Park, although that was not the deepest part of the ballpark. You shade around toward right center field, and there's a little corner out there that's 420 feet away. Well, that one was plenty deep. Fred Lynn up. Lynn, 0 for 2. He waits. Runners at first and third. 2 out. Down low. Downing with a nice stop. Fred Lynn, 319, 7 home runs, 27 RBIs. As we said, hits well in Boston. And hits right-hander as well. Waves the wood back and forth. The pitch. Swing and a foul back. Caroms off the screen. Back to the ball boy behind home plate. 1-1. Down Griffin trying to fight his way out of it without any more damage being done than 1 run. And he should have gotten out of this inning with no one scoring. But Dave Chalk put it a double play ball. Griffin set. A leg lift and the pitch. Check swing. Looper that is hit foul by inches wide of third base. Jackson going over trying to backhand. It would have been a very difficult play for him. The Angels lucky the ball was foul. 1-2. Lynn checking his bat just to the right of home plate. Now tapping it against the soles of his shoes, cleaning his spike. Digging back in, left-hand hitter against the right-hander Griffin. Butch Hobson on the air over at first base. Jack Brohammer at third. Tossed over to first base. And back in time, Butch Hobson. Angels and Red Sox. Boston leads 4-3. Keane just barely did miss it 2-2. Joe Rudy a couple of steps to the warning track in front of that scoreboard on the green monster in left field. Bob Stock straightaway center. Kenny Landreau off the line, well off the line in right. Swing a high fly ball, hits the left field, up to the wind, it's gone! Fred Lynn. Earlier it was Dwight Evans. The bases are clean. And the Boston Red Sox have jumped out in front with 4 runs in their half of the fourth, and they lead it 7-3. And who is up at the plate now but the top home run hitter in the American League, Jim Wright. Swinging and a miss. High outside fastball, all right? 1 strike. 19 home runs for Jim. 54 RBIs, leads the American League in those 2 categories. One after a breaking ball that broke low and inside, it's 0-2. Fred Lynn, the left-hand hitter, going to the opposite field, getting the ball up into the wind, over the wall, into the screen. Home run. Griffin deals up high, 1-2 to right. A tough break for Griffin. Should have been out of this inning. Check swing line drive. Look out. Looks like it may have hit someone right behind home plate. Now they're checking the young man. And apparently he's shaken up a bit. Also concerned is Jim Rice, who's looking into the stands, the 5 rows deep, just to the right of the protective screen. The young man wearing a baseball cap. And he looks to be a little shaken up, although it doesn't appear to be seriously hurt. So Rice turns his attention to the mound and pitches down Griffin. A 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Griffin out of the inning. But the horses are out of the barn because 4 runs scored. A 3-run home run by Fred Lynn, the big blow in the 4th. And at the end of 4 completed Boston, it's 7-3 Red Sox. On the Dick Enberg, Fenway Park in Boston. The Red Sox are on top by 4. 7 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Boston. For the Angels, 3 runs, 4 hits, and 1 costly error. It's the top of the 5th, and here's Dick. All right, Al, you can't give the Red Sox a 5-out inning, which that missed double play amounted to, and they took advantage as they have 3 unearned runs to match the Angels' 3 unearned runs they scored in the first inning off Bill Lee. Hasn't allowed a hit since. Bobby Grich will try to start things. Takes a through ball for a strike. Grich is mounted to third and line to short. So Lee down 3-0 after 1. Sees his teammates tied in the second on Dwight Evans, 3-run homer, and Fred Lynn plus an error gets 4 home in the 4th inning. Slow curveball grounded foul. Grich just couldn't wait that long and fouled it into the Angel dugout. 2 strikes to count. After getting up 3 runs on 4 hits plus an error that made all the runs unearned in the first inning, the Angels do not have a hit since off Lee. Looking for his 8th win of the year. 6'3", 205-pounder, swings into the windup, the 2-strike pitch. Swinging the line drive foul into the first row box seats beyond the Angel dugout. Sellout crowd, Fenway Park in Boston. For the Red Sox, of course, this team is built to fit this park with a lot of right-handed power. They have taken a 7-3 lead as they shoot for their 23rd home win against only 4 losses. The windup and the pitch. Outside as he faded that one off the corner. Lee and Fisk the battery. Thompson at third, Wilson the shortstop. Brohammer and Scott on the right side of the infield. They each have 2 hits apiece. Yaz at left, Lynn in center. Evans at right. The pitch. Swing and a foul. Grich just did get a piece of a high curveball. Grich, Falcon, Rudy in the Angels' 5th inning. We told you Connie Lansford, the Angels' talented young rookie third baseman, will be out for probably 3 to 4 weeks with a sprained thumb. There's ligament damage. They've called up Dave McNamara, the Pacific Coast League's leading hitter. The pitch, swung curveball, and it's a high fly ball to the shortstop. Little soft fly ball to Rick Wilson, who settled out on the grass and made the catch. And there, case again of the Angel hitter not able to wait long enough for it. He hit it off the end of the bat. He just couldn't wait. And that's part of the style of Lee when he gets it going. That you just can't figure that he can throw it that slowly. 1 out, Lyman Bosstock is grounded twice, to short and to first. Lee pumps, left-hander against left-hander, the pitch. Slow curve is in there. The Angels got their run in the first inning on an error. Landreau saved on Scott there. A 2-out double by Rudy chased Landreau home. Then Jackson singled, Redmond walked, and Fairley hit a bases-loaded single to right center. High with a fastball is Lee. It's 1-1. Singles by Scott and Brohammer, and Evans fly ball home run into the screen and left sided for Boston in the second inning. And singles by Scott and Brohammer, and error charged to Chuck got 1 run in the 4th. There's a line drive base hit left center field. That's 12 games in a row now for Bosstock, who turns first and holds as Yaz gets his throw into the infield. Lyman Bosstock getting 274 to start. Singles to left center field, and here's Joe Rudy. And of course, one swing, he gets himself right back in the ball game at Fenway, and Joe Rudy's a man who has that potential. He doubled off the base of the wall in left center field his first time up to drive in a run, and walked in the 3rd inning. he settles in. Bostock with one out at first base, Scott holding him on. Brohammer at second, and Burleson, the shortstop, will squeeze toward the bag, looking for the double play. Hobson guarding the line deep at third. Lee straightens. Left-hander comes to the plate, and it's a line drive base hit into right field. Bostock will move to second and hold as Evans hustles the throw in, and the Angels have the back-to-back singles by Bostock and Rudy with one out here in the fifth inning. And Joe Rudy, that's the kind of Rudy that'll start hitting like he knows he can. Guy will go to the opposite field with that outside pitch. So Ron Jackson comes up. He has a line single to left, and with Rudy at first base in the third inning, hit a bullet back through the middle, appeared to be a sure base hit, and Lee in self-defense threw up the glove, caught it cleanly, and doubled up Rudy easily. One of the fastest double plays you'll ever see. It was just the sound of mitt was whack, and it was Lee catching it and then throwing to Scott. Curveball in there. So he's starting almost every hitter with a big, slow curveball to set up the rhythm of all the rest of his pitches. 7-3, Boston leads. 2 on, 1 out. Swinging a ground ball toward the hole. Hobson has it, goes to second for one. Brohammer back to first base, throws it into the dugout, and a run will score. So the Angels get a break as Rudy breaking up the double play, and it would have been two, went into Brohammer. And it was a legal slide. And some of the Major League games this year, they've called the double play when that runner goes out of the baseline. So the Angels get a break there. A run scores Bostock, and you can credit Jansen with no RBI. He's safe at second base. It's an error all the way. Fielder's choice, E4. Bostock scoring from second base. And Jansen at second in scoring position for Merv Ruttman as the Angels trail Boston by 3, 7-4. It's a big run at second base. Ruttman is walked and safe on an error by Butch Hobson. The Red Sox committed their third error of the game. But set by Lee. Checks back at Jansen. And here comes the pitch. Swinging the ground ball toward the hole. That's going to be backhanded by Burleson. He slants, he throws, and he gets it. Oh, my! A late ball by Dick Rimmigan. But he says you're out of there. Here comes Jim Pagossi out to argue. The Angels skipper will talk to Bob Smith, the first base coach, first. And Kerr says, nope, it's got him. And so Pagossi just turns, goes back to the dugout. A fine play by Burleson deep in the hole. He's got a great arm and used it royally to throw out Ruttman by Whitaker at first base. There was the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 innings in the book as the Angels score a run on 2 hits, 1 error, and lead 1. It's Boston 7 and the Angels 4. New pitcher for the Angels now is Ken Brad, who started his major league career in the Boston Red Sox organization, signed out of El Segundo, California, the older brother of Kansas City's sterling third baseman George Brad. Ken warms up with Brian Downing and will face Yastrzemski, Wisk, and Scott in the bottom of the 5th inning with a score Boston 7, the Angels 4. Tom Griffin goes 4 innings, allows 7 runs, 4 of them earned, 7 hits, walked 1, struck out 3. And Griffin has to be talking to himself down in the clubhouse at the moment because he, with runners at first and third in a tie game in the bottom of the 4th inning at 3, he struck out Evans and then induced Thompson to hit what appeared to be a double play ball at shortstop. He would have been out of the inning. The game still tied at 3. Instead, Scott booted the ball. The Red Sox got 2 extra outs and immediately converted them into 4 runs. One of those came home on the Thompson ground ball error to short, and then a 3-run blast by Fred Lynn, actually a fly ball that he just lifted to left, and the wind blew it about 5 feet above the top of the wall into the screen. Yastrzemski up, and the pitch by Brad is grounded towards second. In between hop by Gridge, almost went through his legs. He throws him out the 3 steps. Yes, it's grounded hard to second, walked, and now that easy tap to Bob Gridge. Carlton Wisk has fouled out and struck out. Checking the scores in the National League, Atlanta leads St. Louis 1-0 after 5. Chicago 2, Cincinnati 0 in the bottom of the 4th at Cincinnati. Pittsburgh scored top of the 1st at Houston. Phillies 1, Dodgers 0 after 3 in Los Angeles. Lazinski, he's been on a tear, his 13th home run of the year. The windup, the pitch by Brett. First gets a high fly ball to center. Back goes Bostock, he has room. Makes the catch fading away on the warning tap, almost misjudged that. At the last moment had to leap up and make the play over his shoulder as the wind carried that one well. And the flag out in left center field is starts out toward that Green Monster as the wind blowing, it gets around 20 miles an hour. Blowing it hard now as it has all night long. George Scott, 2 line drive singles, scored 2 runs. In fact, he ignited both rallies, the 3-run rally in the second and the 4 runs in the fourth. 7-4, Boston, the pitch, blown inside by Brett. Mets are playing at San Diego tonight, no report, and this afternoon the Giants on a 1-hitter by Ed Hillicky shut out Montreal 1-0. Giants got only 3 hits in victory against Steve Rogers. There's a change in there for a strike, 1-1. White Sox lead Cleveland 1-0 after 1 in Chicago. Texas has a 1-0 lead at Kansas City after 1.5. Outside, ball 2. 2-1 to George Scott. Willie Randolph has hit his second homer of the year for the Yankees in the third to give New York a 1-0 lead against Oakland after 3. The pitch, curveball, fouled out of play. In that game at Yankee Stadium, Ron Guidry is trying to win his 10th game without a loss this year. Little left-hander from Louisiana is 9-0. Detroit leads Milwaukee 4-3 after 3. Minnesota-Toronto not underway. Rain up in Toronto. And Baltimore still leading Seattle 3-0 after 5.5. The pitch by Brett. Swing and a miss and a high fastball, and Ken Brett restores the motor in the 5th inning as the Red Sox go down 1-2-3 for the first time in the game. And after 5 at Fenway, Red Sox 7, Angels 4. Manager Don Zimmer of the Boston Red Sox, with Bill Lee, the official pitcher of record, after 5 innings, has made a change, bringing in big right-hander Bob Stanley from the Boston bullpen. So the line on the 2 starters, Tom Griffin of the Angels, 4 runs, allowed 4 innings, allowed 7 runs, 4 of which were earned. 7 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Bill Lee went 5 innings, 4 runs, all unearned, 6 hits, walked 2, and struck out none. Brian Bailey will be the first man that Bob Stanley faces. Stanley, an excellent record in 18 appearances, has 4 wins, only 1 loss, 3 saves, and a 2.80 ERA. Big guy throws a natural sinker. As a starter, beat the Angels in a fine ball game here last summer. Don Zimmer likes him in the bullpen, where he's used as his middle reliever and in long relief. Stanley knocked in 2 runs with a single back in the 1st inning. Pitched by Stanley, swinging a drive into right center field. Hit pretty well. Evans and Lynn on their horses. It's Lynn racing, leaping, and he can't get it. It's off the wall. Oh, Lynn hits the wall very hard, and into second goes Stanley with a double. And let's hope Fred Lynn is okay. As he went for that one-handed catch, he slammed into the padded barrier in front of the Boston bullpen, and he hit it hard. He's on his knees and is conscious and shaken. Hopefully, not a serious injury. Over to attend to him is the right fielder Dwight Evans, and now the Boston trainer gets there as Lynn. Shoulder, that's like a wide receiver going on a 20-yard hook pattern. As he goes up to catch the ball, somebody comes up from behind and just slams him full bore. And Lynn shaken, former outstanding football star himself, and trying to gather his faculties as the Boston Red Sox bullpen anxiously watching. He steps to his feet now, and apparently is okay. Will stay in the game. Lynn getting a hand as he's escorted back to his defensive position in center field by the trainer. Boy, that's good news. You hate to see anyone in this game get hurt, much less a superstar like Lynn. By shaking his right arm as he goes back to position. It appeared he was trying to catch that ball as he raced from center field into right center, and he's trying to backhand it, leaping try, just missed the ball, and then his next step took him right into the wall in front of the Boston bullpen. So Fairley at second base with a double. He's 2 for 3 as he greets Stanley on his first pitch. 7-4 Boston in the 6th inning. Barrel right side, Scott to his right to field it. Stanley covering. The flip is dropped by Stanley, and Chalk is safe. Fairley goes to third. So that's going to be the 4th error of the game for Boston as Stanley dropped that underhand toss from George Scott. Credit Scott with an assist, but the error goes to Stanley. And the Angels, friendly, with no one out, bring the tie run to the plate. 7-4 score. Unusual totals up there for the Boston Red Sox. 7 runs, 7 hits, and 4 errors. The Angels taking advantage of a couple of them to score 4 unearned runs off Bill Lee. Brian Downing with runners at first and third, no one out. Right-handed hitting catcher is flied out and tapped to the mound. Stanley looks in, gets the sign to Carlton fifth. Runners lead from the corners, the pitch. Outside with a side-on fastball. Hobson just off the bag at third. Burleson and Brohammer looking for 2 up the middle. Scott anchored at first base, holding on short. The outfield is shade to pull for Downing. The pitch. Breaking ball in there. 1-1. Downing, the wide open stance. And as the pitch is made, steps even more down that third baseline, and that curveball caught the inside corner. Stanley settles at the waist. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a foul into the glove of catcher Carlton Fisk. It's 1-2. Good fastball. Brought that in at the knee. Stanley is just 23. Born at Portland, Maine, 6'4" and 205. As designed, no one out. Runners at first and third. The pitch. Chop foul, and again, Downing just got a piece of it. And that's where Stanley is rough. If he can keep the pitches down there around the knees with his natural sinker, he's going to throw a lot of ground balls. And in this ballpark, that's a bonus. Infield will gladly give up a run to turn a double play. 7-4 Boston, going out in the Angels' 6th inning. Chalk at first, Fairley at third. The pitch, swing on the ground ball, should be 2. Burleson has it, goes to Brohammer, back to first base, double play. Run scores, it's 7-5 Boston. Well, that's the difference in the game now. Each team has had a double play ball with first and third, and no out or 1 out. The Angels up theirs, and the Red Sox went on to score 4. Now Boston turns its double play, and the Angels get only 1 run. 6-4-3. Nicely turned. 2 outs now in the 6th inning, a 7-5 score. And the Angels second away at Boston's lead. Here's Ken Landreau, left-handed hitting right fielder. He's 0 for 3, facing the southpaw Bill Lee. First chance against Stanley, and he takes it low and inside ball 1. Wind up by Stanley. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a foul off the plate umpire's chest protector. It's 1-1. The Landreau hitting .247 at the start. Out from California and Arizona State University. Landreau, the minor league player of the year last season. Highly heralded youngster. The pitch. Outside with a fastball. Stanley's throwing well. 2-1 the count. Angels with 3 in the first, 1 in the 5th, now 1 in the 6th. Bases empty, 2 out. And the 2-1 pitch. Low, 3-1. On deck is Bobby Grich. It is an absolute must if you're going to pitch for Boston or pitching in this ballpark as an opposing hurler that you throw strikes. You cannot afford to walk men at Fenway. The 3-1 pitch. Inside ball 4. Gets started up with the right arm and said, nope, that's not good enough. And here comes Don Zimmer to the mound. Stanley walks Landreau, and again the Angels have the tying run at the plate. Bobby Grich, the hitter. And Boston's going to get someone else up in the bullpen. Could be their ace right-hander, Bill Campbell. It is a right-hander. Zimmer talking to his battery of Stanley and Fisk. Stanley, the pitcher, is staring down at his feet and pawing away at the dirt on the mound as he gets the word from the skipper, who now jogs back to the first base Red Sox dugout. Grich in the game is 0 for 3. Grounded to third, line to short, and a soft liner to short. 2 men throwing, Tom Bergmeyer, a left-hander, and Dick Drago, a right-hander. Stanley looks in, gets his side. Grich with 1 swing to tie it up. At 7-5 Boston, we're in the 6th inning of a wild one to start this long road trip. The pitch. In there, a good fastball. Forward right down the middle. Angels 2 in Boston, 2 to Baltimore, 3 in New York, 3 Minnesota. Cap it off with a 4-game series in Texas. The set. Sets the runner to pitch. Swinging the ground ball weakly right side, but that's going to twist into right field for a base hit. Brohammer out in shallow right. Picks it up. He's going to go to third. It is not in time. Throw gets away from Hobson. Into second base goes Grich. And the Angels have the tying run in scoring position. And I think we're going to have another error. A A little twisting ground ball that got by Scott. Strohammer playing way over near second. Finally caught up with the ball as it was dying in the grass in shallow right field. He had no play at first base, but alertly noted that Landreau, running all the way, was going to try to make it to third and made a good throw. I believe that had Landreau had the ball gotten to third baseman Hopkins, but I think the throw hit Landreau. And no error is charged. Rich goes to second on the throw. Credit him with a base hit. To second on the throw. Landreau to third. They're going to walk Lyman Bostock intentionally to load the bases. The Angels with a run home. And Landreau at third. Rich the tying run at second in a 7-5 game. And Stanley, rather than pitch to the red-hot Lyman Bostock, is going to go against Joe Rudy, who is 2 for 2 today. A double, a single, and a walk. Oh, my. We said at the very start of the first inning when the Angels scored 3, that's just a drop in the bucket. That's just slipping a penny in the pool. If you play at Fenway, you better get out the silver dollars because the stakes are high. It's easy to score runs. Rudy up there. A halo over every base with Bostock at first, Rich standing at second, Landreau at third, Boston 7, the Angels 5. The Angels, with help of some sloppy fielding plays by Boston, have some unearned runs. Boston, 6 of their 7 runs on 2 swings to the bat. 3-run homers from Dwight Evans and Fred Lynn. How Rudy would like to tie in one. He settles in. Infield, back in all positions except for Hobson guarding the line behind the bag at third. Stanley into the windup. Here comes the pitch. Swing the ground ball through the middle, into center field, a base hit. Here comes Landreau. Rich is around third. He scores, and the Angels have tied it 7-7 on Rudy's third hit of the game. So they pitch around Bostock to get to Rudy. Of course, Rudy coming into the game batting only 171, but maybe finding that excellent hitting stroke of his tonight with a double, a walk, and now 2 shot singles. That one went right back through the middle. Stanley reaching for it was under his glove as Rudy has driven in 3 runs. And now the Angels have missed his bat. We're back in a new game at 7-7. Don't you dare go away. They've both kicked their extra points in Boston. Here's Ron Jackson swinging a high fly foul, hooking down onto the roof in left field. And with the wind, that one had home run depth. Jackson has singled and scored, lined into a double play and safe on a fielder's choice. He's the 8th man to bat in the inning. And only the double play turned by the Boston infield has saved the Red Sox from more Angel run scoring here in the 6th. Runners at first and second. The pitch. Swing and a chopper towards third foul. John McNamara will field it in his coaching box. Flip it to the third base umpire for examination. Bostock at second, Rudy at first. A 7-7 tie. The Angels have out hit the Red Sox 9-7. So both starters, Tom Griffin and Bill Lee, will not figure in the decision tonight. The game belongs to Stanley and Brett. Jackson trying to give the Angels the lead. They play him deep toward left. The pitch hits him in the left knee, and Jackson comes up a hobbler. Now the bases are loaded as Ron Jackson, already playing hurt with a bad back, is hit just above the left knee with a fastball. An 0-2 pitch. Stanley didn't want to do that. So the Angels again have the bases loaded. Here comes Don Zimmer, and that's going to be all for Bob Stanley. So as the pitching change is made by the skipper of the Red Sox, let's pause for station identification from Boston, Mass. This is Angels Radio 78. The Angels 7, the Red Sox 7. Bob Stanley is out, and Dick Drago is going to come in to pitch to the Angels' Merv Rettenmund with the bases loaded. Jackson, hit by that fastball, is okay, walking off the sting as he maneuvers himself down the right field foul line. Getting very little sympathy from first baseman George Scott. Rudy's at second. Bostock, the tie-breaking run, stands at third as ex-Angel Dick Drago, brought in the Boston golf cart, adorned with a Boston Red Sox hat, is at the covering. Drago will step out, and a bases loaded jam. First pitch go on out. All right, Dick, 5 more family days upcoming at Anaheim Stadium this season, and all boxing, remember, on these special evenings and afternoons are at half price for these 5 days. Now, the first one to bear in mind is Monday, June 26th. That's a 5:10 p.m. game with Kansas City, the Western Division champion defending Royals. They open a 4-game series with the Angels And the first game is June 26th, and that is the first family date upcoming. Now, two more family dates upcoming in July. July 17th for the Detroit Tigers, and you know, all the young good hitters on that team like Thompson and Kemp, and of course a veteran like Rusty Staub. July 31st, it's the Oakland A's, the surprise team in the American League, the Peach Fuzz Gang. Then on August 15th, the Boston Red Sox, the team you've been hearing about tonight. September 4th, the Texas Rangers. So some top gate attractions upcoming. And remember that on Saturday night, those tickets are at half price. That's tough to top. Dick, now let's run down the scores as Drago warms up with catcher Calvin Fisk. Seattle has just scored 4 runs in the top of the 7th inning. As John Hale has hit a 3-run homer for Seattle. A little problem with our Western Union. Ken Singleton hit a solo homer in the 6th inning, so Baltimore has at least 4 and Seattle has 4. In the 7th at Baltimore, the Orioles have won 9 in a row. 10 in a row. One of those two. 9 or 10 in a row. Minnesota's at Toronto. Golf against Moore. Game has not started. It is a 5-4 lead. Milwaukee at Detroit in the bottom of the 5th. Baltimore with a 10-game winning streak. The Yankees have scored again on Greg Neville's 10th home run of the year. And after 5 innings, Ron Guidry going for his 10th win without a loss. Leads Oakland 2-0 in New York. Texas 3, Kansas City 1. Bobby Bonds has hit his 7th home run of the year with a man on in the 3rd inning at Kansas City to give the Rangers a 3-1 lead. Bonds has just signed a $2 million contract yesterday, reportedly for 5 to 7 years. So he's a happy Ranger and a very wealthy one. And completing the American League scoreboard, the White Sox have a 1-0 lead at home against Cleveland after 3. Retman settles in. The Angels are playing short 3 men because of injury, so that takes away some of the maneuvering that Jim Fregosi can do. So it's right-hander against right-hander, bases loaded. Drago set, and the pitch. Way outside, ball 1. Retman is walked safe on an error, and Burleson, recall, went deep into the hole to throw him out on a close play. That was in the 5th inning. The Angels have hit around for the 2nd time in this game, scoring 3 runs on 4 hits in there in the 1st inning. They have 3 more runs here in this inning. 3 hits in there and a couple of walks. Bases loaded, a 7-7 tie. Drago to the plate. Inside corner. Retman jumps back, but it caught the edge. Retman has a grand slam home run this year for the Angels. His only homer. Everyone becomes a power man in this ballpark, especially if you hit from the right side. 5 stock at 3rd. Rudy a big lead at 2nd base. Jackson ready to go from 1st with 2 outs. Drago, veteran right-hander, 1-1 pitch. High and inside, 2-1. Retman checking his swing as he collapsed to his left knee. Drago has done a good job with Boston. 1.66 earned run average. He saved 6 games, tops on the club. That's tough to do when you've got a Bill Campbell out there. He's 1-2 and wants only 1. Trying to pitch out of a bases-loaded jam, and here comes the action pitch. 2-1 to Merv Retman. Drago has his sign. Low target. Here's the pitch. Retman takes strike 2. A slider, and Retman unhappy with himself. Took a good pitch. He knew it. 2-2. We're in the 6th inning, a new game at 7. Wind blowing briskly toward left field. Diaz back a couple of steps from the warning path. Lynn in deeper left center. Evans back and right. A 2-2 count. Drago slowly at the waist. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 3, and that builds the drama right to the fouling point, where Drago has to throw a strike, or the Angels get a run. And Retman has to protect the plate, hoping he can get hold of something and put the Angels in front. Angels 3 in the 1st, Red Sox 3 in the 2nd. Red Sox 4 more in the 4th to make it 7-3. Angels 1 in the 5th, and they've scored 3 here in the 6th to tie. And now 3-2 the count, and the pressure. Who's it under, the batter or the pitcher? Most would say it's Drago, who has to throw a strike. Retman waves the wood back and forth. Drago settles slowly at the waist. 3-2 pitch. Swinging a looper into left center field. Here comes Lynn in a hurry. He makes the catch. There's a case where the wind actually hurt the Angels because the ball was not hit hard at all, but the wind carried it out to Fred Lynn, who galloped into shallow left center field to make the catch. The Angels settle for 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and they lead 3. Middle of the 6th, a 7-7 tie. The Cleveland Indians have signed 5 more players who were recent selection to the summer free agent draft. The signings bring to 8 the total of players in the free agent draft who are now under contract. Signed with third baseman Pete Peltz, a 9th-round pick from Clemson University. Pitcher Bob Husey, a 13th-round selection from St. Xavier Illinois College. Pitcher Gerald Stroheim, a 15th-round pick from Olympic Fields, Illinois. Pitcher Jim McBride, a 19th-round choice from Jackson State. And second baseman Ken Gilmore, a 27th-round selection from Troy State University. The Minnesota Twins announced the signing of left-handed pitcher Chris Deason, the club's 22nd choice in last week's draft. Deason will report to Melbourne, Florida for 2 weeks of training and then will pitch for Elizabethtown of the Appalachian League. The Boston Red Sox signed 7 more free agents selected in last week's draft. 5 of those signees have been assigned to Elmira of the Class A New York, Pennsylvania League. A wild one at Fenway Park in Boston as the Red Sox open a long homestand and the Angels start a long 2-week road trip. Figure out the unearned runs the way we see it in that 6th inning. The Angels scored 2 more unearned runs and now 6 of their 7 runs unearned. Ken Brett, it's his ball game as he faces Jack Brohammer, Dwight Evans, and Butch Hobson, the lower third of the Boston batting order. The Angels have left 8 men on base, Boston only 2. That'll tell you part of the story as the Red Sox with runners on have come up with a big blow. Dwight Evans a 3-run homer, Fred Lynn the same. Brett pumps the pitch, swing and a miss to Brohammer. Angels scoring 3 in the first, leaving the bases full, and 3 more in the 6th to tie. But the bases were burnt when Bettman hooks the fly ball to center. Inside is Brett, 1-1. National League update. Atlanta 2, St. Louis nothing after 6 1/2 in Georgia. Line up by Brett, 1-1 pitch. Curveball hit the left center field after tough play from Mossack. A long run going back. It's over. It's in. Backed up by Rudy. Brohammer has found new life in Boston. Reaches in a 240-250 hitter most of his life, but a 300 hitter with the Red Sox as he doubles the left center field. And again, that win, Mossack thought he had the ball, but it carried right over his head as Brohammer is 3 for 3, 2 singles and now a double as the Red Sox come right back against Ken Brett. That's their 8th hit and brings up Dwight Evans, a 3-run homer, and he struck out. Other National League scores, White Sox 2, Cincinnati nothing after 5 in Cincy. Pittsburgh leads at Houston 1-0 in the 3rd. Phillies 2, Dodgers nothing, bottom of the 5th in L.A. Home runs by Leszewski is 13th and Schmidt is hit his 9th for the 2 goal scorers. This afternoon, the Giants beat Montreal 1-0. New York and San Diego, no report. 6-7, way outside, and a fine shot by Brian Downing. Brohammer off second base. Ken Brett, left-hander against the right-hander. Dwight Evans, a 7-7 tie in the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, 1-1. Brett's last strike was Wednesday night, part of the doubleheader at Oakland, and pitched very well. Just a couple of hits and 7 shutout innings. He is 2-3 on the year. ERA up there at 5.68. Check Brohammer's second. Here's the pitch. Curveball foul to the screen. Evans trying to go to right field with it. Hit 1-2 to the Boston right fielder. Red Sox and the Yankees, in one of the amazing quirks of the 1978 American League schedule, have not played each other yet. First game will be a week from tonight. Then they'll see each other a lot. They'll go steady for a couple of weeks. Brett gets the sign from Downing. He's ahead on the count. The 1-2 pitch is swung on a line drive right field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Landrell's going to the line, trying to cut it off. He's got it. Evans going for 2. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Back-to-back doubles for Boston. They lead 8-7. Skipper Jim Fregosi, his club keeps battling back, and as soon as they get even or close, Boston says, all right, we're going to turn on the faucet again and pour ourselves out some more runs. 8-7 the score as Brett gives up his first hit and first run of the game. Got the side out in order in the 5th inning, but doubles by Brohammer and Evans give Boston the lead 8-7. Here's Butch Hobson. Evans 4 RBIs as he leads away from second base. The pitch. Blowing inside, ball 1. Angels getting a right-hander ready. Paul Hartzell in the bullpen. in the sixth inning. Boston 8, the Angels 7, both sides 9 hits. The curveball is way outside ball 2. One of the things that big close left field wall will do to left-handers is make you pitch delicately, and then sometimes you get behind, you have to throw a strike, and they're sitting on your pitches and really take good cut. Hobson ready to swing 2-0 with Evans at second, no one out. Boston 6. Pitch taken for a strike. 2-1. Boston with the best record in baseball. 39 wins and only 19 losses. They lead the Yankees by 6. The Angels 30 wins, 27 losses, but they're only 1.5 out of first place in the West. The pitch. Curveball popped up, playable. First baseman fairly in foul territory. He makes the catch, leaning back to his right as the wind brought it towards their territory. So Hobson fouls out, unable to move the runner to third, and with one out, Rick Burleson steps up. Right-handed hitting shortstop has a single, fly to center, and then fly to deep center. A good one-handed catch made by Bostock right against the wall. Ken Brett looks in, gets the sign from his catcher Downing as Evans leads from second base. Brett says yes to the sign, looks to second. And the pitch. Fastball over the blow, 1-0. On deck is Fred Lynn. Big hitters in the game. Evans with a 3-run homer and an RBI double driving in 4. Joe Rudy 3 for 3 to knock in 3. The pitch. Outside ball 2. Fred Lynn with a 3-run flash. To left field, the left-handed hitter, as he homered to left field in Anaheim Stadium to win Boston the ball game in the 9th inning at Anaheim a week ago. So Burleson waits for the 2-0 pitch. Brett set. Here it comes. Swing the line drive, base hit, right field. Landro's going to have a play at the plate. Evans around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's way off line. He scores, and on to second goes Burleson. Oh, they had a good shot at Evans. The throw was 30 feet up the third baseline. If Landro throws and he has a great arm anywhere near the plate, Evans is out. As third base coach Eddie Yost took real liberties on Landro on that play, and Boston leads at 9-7. When Yost was waving Evans home, and Evans with a bad knee does not run well, he appeared to be doing the Angels a favor, but Landro's throw sailed way up the third baseline, and there was no chance to get him. Now Brett gives up a couple of runs, and on the throw, Burleson is in scoring position, 9-7. Where will it end? Here's Fred Lynn, 1 out. 3-run homer and his 3 trips. He's also flied out, grounded out. The pitch, blowing outside. Now Brett falling behind Burleson 2-0, and Burleson just went right with that fastball, lined it to right field. Hartzell continuing to throw in the Angel pen. All is quiet in the Boston half of that right field area. Brett looks back at second, the pitch. Curveball grounded towards short. Chalk is up with it. His hurry throw just in time. 2 away. Lynn out short to first. Brings up designated hitter Jim Wright, and also brings Jim Fregosi, hands stuffed down into the pockets of his warm-up jacket, onto the field, crosses the foul line on his way to the mound, and it looks as if he's going to go to the bullpen and counter Wright with Hartzell, or will he walk right and take the chance as left-hander Brett against Yastrzemski? He's asking Brett for that question now. Burleson at second base, 2 out. Boston was 2 back in the 6th inning to lead 9-7. Brett stays, and we'll see if Wright hits. That's a tough choice. You walk Jim Wright, and then all you have to do is get Carl Yastrzemski out, and he hits left-handers. Wright, a home run away from 20 for the year. And they will not swing. They're going to walk him intentionally. So apparently that was Brett and Fregosi, meeting of the minds, and they have decided to walk Wright. Wright is over 3. Popped up, rounded out, and struck out. Brett walking at first man. Fans booing now, but you'll soon hear a cheer as soon as Wright walks, because they know they've got King Carl Yastrzemski swinging the bat next. Ball 3 outside. In the inning, doubles by Brohammer and Evans. Hobson fouled out, but Burleson singled in a run. Went to second on the throw to the plate. And Lynn has grounded out. Right walk. Here comes Yastrzemski. The intentional walk in the top half of the inning as the Red Sox walk Bob got to total bases. Back right is Rudy. Singled in 2 runs. He has a .290 average, 3 home runs, 28 runs batted in. He's grounded twice to Gritch and walked. Left-hander against left-hander with Carlson fifth. Doing that. 2 out, 2 on, 9-7 Boston. Brett set. Checks the runners. Good pitch. Outside ball 1. Fastball. Yes, as he continues his brilliant career, moving up on the all-time list in so many categories. He steps out of the batter's box. He's now 37th all-time in runs scored, 30th in total hits, 17th in doubles, tied with Ted Williams, 17th all-time, 24th in home runs. Takes it way outside ball 2, a curveball. Back with 369 homers. Yastrzemski is tied with number 24 with Ralph Kiner, and he's only 1 behind the man in the 23rd spot, the late Joe Hodges. He's 22nd in RBIs, just 3 behind Billy Williams. And in extra base hits, only 18 men in Major League history have collected more extra base flows than Yaz. And he's just 1 behind the man in the 18th position, Billy Williams. So you're talking about Hall of Fame names when you compare Yaz's position all time in all those offensive columns. And he's got 2 major boards, and he's waiting for a 2-hole pitch. And you know he's swinging if he likes it. He's ready, so is Brett. The pitch, swung on a high pop foul out of play. He got a fastball and took quite a rip. 2-1. Red Sox scoring in bunches. 3 in the second, a 4 in the fourth, and they have 2 already in the sixth. The Angels have thrown up there a couple of threes, and they've struck in the first and the 6th inning, along with a singleton in the 5th. Wilson at second, Wayne's at first, the action pitch 2-1, here it comes. Swing and a miss, a change, and Yaz out in front. Tomorrow night, game 2 of this short 2-game series, Chris Knapp, the Angel right-hander, 6-4, against right-hander Jim Wright of Boston, making a rare start. 2-2, 2 on, 2 out, the pitch is swung out and a bouncer to first. Fairley gets a big hop and takes it to the bag, and the inning is over. The Red Sox, however, take the lead as they score 2 runs on 3 hits and leave a pair. And after 6 innings in Boston, Red Sox 9, Angels 7. After 6 offensive innings here at Fenway Park, Boston, the total read this way. Boston 9 runs, 10 hits, 4 errors, 4 left. Angels 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 8 men stranded. Dick Drago, it's his game as he comes out of the pen, and it's Ken Brett's ball game for the Angels. Drago in the 7th inning will face Fairley, Chalk, and Downing. Dick Enberg, Al Wisk, and our producer engineer Dick Nelson from Fenway Park, Boston, on a beautiful summer's evening. Sellout crowd, and they've been thoroughly entertained. If you like pitcher's battle, well, this is the antithesis. This is just who's going to finally get off the canvas glass and have his hand raised in victory. Let's go to the 7th. Here's Al. All right, Dick, I'm sure if you're an Angels fan, you're wondering one thing right now. What kind of Dick Drago is this on the mound? Is this the new Dick Drago or the old Dick Drago? The old one was a charter member of the arson squad when the Angels had difficulty out of the bullpen. And this new one, apparently, is doing well for the Boston Red Sox with a 2-1 record, a 1.66 ERA, and 6 saves to his credit. He faces the Angels in the 7th. The first pitch of fastball away to Ron Fairley, ball 1. Fairley in the game has 2 hits and 3 trips, a single and a double. The Angels matching the Boston Red Sox with Boston going in front in their half of the 6th, and they lead 9-7. Now Fairley requests time and is granted it by home plate umpire Russ Getz. If I remind you, the crew tonight has Bremigan over at first base. Dale Ford is at second, and Joe Brinkman at third. The pitch, swing and a miss. This time it got him on a change, and the count is 1-1 to Fairley. Ron Fairley hitting against the kind of pitcher he likes to see, a right-hander, has difficulty against left-handed pitching. Statistically, at least. That's primarily due to the fact you don't see it that often because they'll take him out. Swing and a foul back. Count 1-2. The Angels jumping out in front with 3 runs in the first. They stranded 3 men also in the first. The Red Sox answered with 3 in the second and then had 4 in the fourth. The Angels with 1 in the fifth and then tied it with 3 in their half of the sixth. The Red Sox jumped back out in front again with 2 more in the last of the sixth. 9-7 Boston. Nobody out, fairly leading off in the seventh. Swing and a high fly ball, playable, medium depth right field. Under it is Evans, and he makes the catch under the night sky. So Bailey flies out to the right fielder Evans, and we remind you that Angel. One out, and here's Shaw. Choking up, right-hand hitter. Swing and a line drive. It is Rick Yastrzemski. He glides to the line to make the catch. Carl Yastrzemski playing left field like Van Cliburn plays the piano. He knows every inch of that territory, and he just moves over to the line. Good position on Chalk right off the bat. And as a result, the line drive out by Dave Chalk, and there's 2 going in the seventh. With 2 members tied, here's the catch. The number 9 hitter for California, Brian Downing. Dick Greg on the mound, full feet on the rubber. He rocks. Here comes the first pitch. Inside and high, ball 1. Downing, one of the few players tonight without a hit. He is flied out, bounced out, and hit into a 6-4-3 double play. 1-0 delivery is up high. Now it's 2-0 to Brian Downing. The Red Sox, in using Draco, he is the 3rd pitcher that they've utilized tonight. Lee started with 5, Stanley 2/3, and now Draco on. He winds the 2-0 pitch. Inside, Downing checking his swing. 3-0 to Downing. With 2 outs, the Red Sox infield back. Hobson back at 3rd. Burleson at short. Brohammer at 2nd. And Scott over at 1st. This behind the plate, flashing the sign. Let's see if Downing swings 3-0. The pitch, and he's taking a strike. The Angels need a base runner to get on board and then see what the following hitters can do. Downing taking, and it's 3-1. Draco rocks into motion. 3-1 pitch. Up high, ball 4. Brian Downing with a 2-out walk. Draco, that's the first walk that he has issued. And here's the top of the order, Kenny Landreau. Landreau's been given a workout in right field. Had difficulty with his throw the last half inning. Could have gunned the man down at the plate. He has a very strong arm. Strongest arm of the team, but it wasn't too accurate. The throw is 20 feet up the line, and a run scored. Landreau offensively has not created a tumble thus far. Drago, a slow set. Down to the waist and the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 1. Dick Draco on in relief of Stanley, who in turn relieves Bill Lee. 9-7 Boston. Top of the 7th. Fenway Park. The Red Sox, best record in baseball. 20 games above 500. The pitch. Swing a line drive, hit down that line in left field. It'll drop in front of Yastrzemski. Holding at second base is Downing. A strong throw behind the runner, but Downing retreats to second ahead of the throw. So the Angels with 2 outs put a pair of men on. As Downing walks, and then Kenny Landreau picks up his first hit of the night. A line drive single to left field. And here's Bob Rich. Rich, his first 3 times up, retired. He grounded out, and he popped out the short twice. His last time up, the single. Bobby with a chance to improve upon the Angels' chances as they trail by a pair of runs. 2 out, 2 men on, 7th inning, the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball playable, shallow, right field. Coming on is Evans, going on and dropping the ball as the second baseman, Brohammer. 1 run scores as Downing comes in. Landreau holds over third base. Wisk goes to second base. And the air will be charged to Brohammer, who went out as Brohammer and Scott and the right fielder Evans converged on the ball. Brohammer tried to pick it up over his shoulder, and he dropped the ball. So the Angels stay alive. A run scores. They are within 1 run of the Boston Red Sox. On the air by Jack Brohammer. Actually, it should have been Dwight Evans' ball, Al. He was there. Could have caught it, but Brohammer calling all the way. And with the wind hitting the ball back toward right center, it just kind of carried enough that it went off his fingertip. And Landreau may have twisted an ankle. He should have scored with 2 outs. That ball hit high enough, and with Landreau's speed from first base, he should have been able to score on it. But stopped at third, and now Rick Smith, the Angels trainer, assistant trainer, and Jim Fregosi, third base coach John McNamara out there to see if he's all right. But the game should be even again. That's 5 Boston errors, and yet Boston still leads 9-8. And this is the charm of Fenway Park. Of course, you're always in the game, but it's always generally a wild game, and an intentional pass upcoming along with Bostock with first base, second time in a row. Don Zimmer has ordered up an intentional pass to Bostock. He bypassed him in the 6th to pitch to Joe Rudy, and Rudy came up with 2 RBIs and a single. So Dick Draco dealing outside to left-hand hitting Bostock, the right-hander on the mound to pitch to the right-hander Joe Rudy. Draco again sets and deals outside. And that's ball 4 as Bostock underhands the bat to the Bungo circle to your left. Let's pause for station identification. This is Angels Radio 78.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
SCN to the zone.
7th inning of play. Boston, Massachusetts, Fenway Park. The Angels bumper to bumper, trailing by a run, 9-8. They have Kenny Landreau at third, Bobby Grich at second, Ryman Bostock at first, and Joe Rudy at the plate. Rudy in the game is 3 for 3. He has doubled, he has 2 singles, and he has walked. Rudy with a closed stance, right-hand hitter. Leaning at the plate. Drago leaning on the mound, looking in for the sign from Carlton Fisk. Still looking now. Rudy says that's too much time for me. And he steps out, requesting time from Getz. Drago and Rudy now in a battle of nerves as the Angels trying to move back to at least tie or perhaps take the lead. They are down by a run, 9-8 in the 7th. And again, Rudy says to heck with it, and Getz just waves his hand and say, well, come on, you might as well throw the ball sooner or later. Now going out is Carlton Fisk to talk to Dick Drago with the paternal hand placed on his shoulder. The mask split up on top of his head. And now the Red Sox shortstop Burleson also in. There is activity now in the bullpen again for the Boston Red Sox. Bill Campbell, the expensive relief pitcher, free agent obtained by Boston, he is warming up. Bases loaded for the Angels. Rudy's still waiting on the first pitch. Drago on the mound, thus far, has been not too anxious to deliver it. The glove slowly to the belt. The pitch. A high strike. Looked like it might have been on the strike zone. A fastball. 0-1 to Rudy. Landreau at third. Bobby Grich at second. Lyman Bostock at first. On the mound, Dick Drago. The third Red Sox pitcher used tonight. 9-8 Boston in the 7th. Rudy getting set at the plate. Closed stance, waving the wood back and forth. Drago set. The kick in the pitch. Up high, and it's 1-1. Jim Fregosi yelling from the Angel dugout. That's the same place as the one you just called a strike. He's really sparking that rough kid. First one sure looked high. Now Dick Drago has 6 saves thus far, a sparkling ERA. But he is well aware of what can happen in Fenway Park. He told us last year when he was an Angel and came to this park, the walls give it and the walls take it away. Drago set. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Kind of an outside slider. Drago now ahead, 1-2. Rudy steps out of the batter's box, pounds the dirt from his spike. He glances down the third base to Coach McNamara. There's Kenny Landreau off the bag in foul territory. Rich off about 5, 6, 7 steps over his second. Marvin Bostock clapping his hands. And off to the edge of that quarter circle, the cutout in the diamond over at first base. Rudy at the plate. He has choked up a bit on the bat with 2 strikes. Drago set. The 1-2 pitch inside. 2-2 to Rudy. Fenway Park, the scene of this game between the Angels and the Red Sox. A packed house on a gorgeous night. The wind blowing out. The temperature game time 70 degrees. A strong wind blowing out toward that green monster in left field. And a lot of digits lettering the scoreboard tonight. 9-8 Boston. 10 hits for each team. 5 errors for the Red Sox. 1 error by the Angels. Bases loaded. A 2-2 count to Joe Rudy. 2 outs in the 7th. Drago set. The slow set to the belt and the plate. Swing and a tapper foul wide of the first base line. And the runners now will all retreat to their respective bases. Landreau back to third and Rich back to second and Bostock back to first. The tension continues in Fenway Park, where the Angels are trying to get off on the right foot on a 14-game road trip. The Boston Red Sox are trying to begin their longest homestand of the year in the correct fashion. Boston, a team that's been hot, 20 games above the 500 mark, 39-19, the best record in Major League Baseball. The Angels, 3 games above 500, and a game and a half out of first place in the West. Drago set. The bases loaded. 2-2 pitch inside as Rudy has to lean back a bit, backpedal out of the way. The count now full. Nowhere else to go for Drago or for Rudy. And the crowd revving up in Boston. Joe Rudy slowly making his way back toward the batter's box. A tug of the helmet. Zipping the bat. Planting that back foot. Drago. His pivot foot on the rubber. Time called until Rudy gets established. He's ready to go. Drago looking for the sign from Carlton fifth. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Angels down 9-8. The pitch. Swing and a high fly ball. Playable. Right field. Evans under it. Looking up at him. Takes the catch. Drago touched up for a run in the 7th. But he retires the side with the bases loaded and gets out of a very big jam in the 7th inning. And at the end of 6 1/2 in Boston, it's the Red Sox 9 and the Angels 8. The attendance announced tonight at Fenway Park, the capacity is 33,513, and they're not far from that. 31,612 on hand to watch the Angels and the Boston Red Sox in a 9-8 game with the Red Sox with that 1-run edge. Now, I'd just like to know are those 2,000 empty seats. I can't find any. That's true. Great baseball fans in Boston. And they're attracted by a team that is headed to a ballpark that produces high-scoring, exciting games, and they're getting one tonight. They've always had competitive teams. They've built around hard and take advantage of this very intimate park here at Fenway. They get their stars, they keep them for a long, long time. Carl Yastrzemski is a testimony to that. His teammate Carl Smith will lead off in the 7th. He'll be followed by George Scott, who went away to Milwaukee, then returned to Boston, and then Jack Thronehammer, who's been both hero and goat tonight. A new pitcher for the Angels in the 7th. It's Paul Hartzell relieving Ken Brett. The first pitch is a little high, and it's ball 1. Carlton Fisk in the game today is 0 for 3. Hartzell winds in the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Hartzell's record 1-4. His ERA 3.59. He has 5 saves to his credit. And of course, yesterday in Anaheim pitched the final 2 innings in that victory over the New York Yankees. This late, Hartzell delivers. Breaking ball low and outside. Scooped up by Downing out of the dirt. 2-1. The Angels 3 in the 1st, 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. The Boston Red Sox 3 in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th. The pitch, swinging a high chopper into the shortstop, Dave Chalk. He goes across the diamond in time, and there's one gone for Boston in the 7th. Now Carl Yastrzemski side put it to foot 6-3, and here's the boomer. Boomer for George Scott. Scott has not hit a home run tonight, but he's done some damage. He is 2 for 3 with a pair of singles to right field. Scott holds that bat high and takes the strike on the outside corner, a breaking ball, 0-1. Scott off to a slow start, only 3 home runs through the first 2.5 months. Swing and a fly ball hit toward the line in right field. Over to make a running catch is Kenny Landreau. He easily puts it away, 2 gone. The Angels, although they have scored 9 runs, check that 8 runs tonight. They have left a lot of men on the bases. They were put down in the first after they scored 3 runs and left with the bases loaded. They left 3 more in the 6th. And 3 more in the 7th. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. The Boston Red Sox have been more efficient. They've stranded only 4. Fastball on the inside corner. And Brohammer lifts his arms out of the way. Brohammer has been hot at the plate. Not so hot defensively. A costly error the last half inning. But at the plate, he is 3 for 3 with a pair of singles and a double. Brohammer now has hit safely in 11 straight games. Breaking ball is inside. And Brohammer at the plate, 1-1. Boston Red Sox clinging to a 1-run lead. 9-8, the pitch. Inside. 2-1 to Brohammer. The Red Sox flexing their muscles with a pair of 3-run home runs. And that has helped out in this game. Fastball misses the outside edge. 3-1. A 3-run home run by Evans in the 2nd. And then the 3-run blast to the opposite field by Fred Lynn in the 4th. Both into the net over the Green Monster. Swinging a bounding ball to the first baseman. A high chopper at the eyes. Barely underhand to Heitzel in time. But it's a 1-2-3 inning. A rarity tonight. 1-2-3, the Boston Red Sox gone. And I don't think anyone knows how to handle that. At the end of 7, it's 9-8 Boston. Offense plus tonight in Fenway Park, where it's 9-8 Boston. The Red Sox 9 runs, 10 hits, 5 errors. The Angels 8 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. It's the top of the 8th inning of play, and the Angels will send up Jackson, Redmond, and then Fairley. And we bring to the mic Dick Enberg. Thank you, Al. Dick Drago. It's his ball game, and he's pitched very well for Boston all season long. He certainly is throwing much harder than when he performed as an Angel last year. He was traded to Baltimore, 1-for-1 for right-hander Dyer Miller, and then played out his contract and signed with the Boston Red Sox. Ron Jackson will start the 8th inning, a 9-8 score. Boston in front of pitch. A strike on the inside corner. Jackson a single, line drive double play, safe on a fielder's choice and hit by a pitch. Second to Rod Carew in the American League batting derby with a .357 average entering the game. Right-hander against right-hander. The rock back, and here's the pitch by Drago. Swing and a foul tip, 0-2. Merv Retman on deck, and then Ron Fairley scheduled here in the top of the 8th. Each side with 10 hits. Boston, the #1 fielding team in the American League, has committed 5 errors tonight, but still lead by 1. Of the Angels' 8 runs, 7 unearned. Drago gets a sign from Calvin Fisk. Rocks back, and here comes the pitch. High and outside, 1-2. Drago in 5th, with Hobson at 3rd, Burleson at short, Brohammer and Scott on the right side of the Boston infield, Yaz in left, Lynn in center, Evans in right. 31,652 paid here at Fenway as Drago's 1-2 pitch on its way. Almost hit it. Did. Nick Ron Jackson. He's aboard. He is on. Hesitating with Russ Getz. And then finally says, yep, you're on. No argument from Calvin Fisk. So Jackson has stepped into every pitch anyway. Gets nicked in the left shoulder by Dick Drago. And the Angels have the leadoff man on here in the 8th inning. You think circuses are fun. And Carnival, you've got to enjoy baseball at Fenway. Dick Drago. With Merv Retman settling in, watches John McNamara, the Angel third base coach, go back to his position after a visit with Retman. See if the Angels play the tie of the game here in the 8th inning. Redmond is hitless tonight, 0 for 3. He was up there with the bases loaded in the 6th inning and fly to center field. That was Drago who got that out. Right-hander settles at the weight. Pitch to Redmond. Inside, a fastball. He was not running. Fairley is on deck. Angels led by Joe Rudy's 3 hits. Jack Frohammer with 3 hits for Boston. But the big swings have come from Dwight Evans, a 3-run homer and an RBI double, and Fred Lynn, who's only hit tonight, is a 3-run homer. 9-8, Boston. Drago, veteran right-hander, uses that little stair-step Keon system as he gets to the waist. The pitch is outside and low. Gets started to call it a strike, and got his hand caught on the chest protector. 2-0 the count. Alan Ripley and Bill Campbell are throwing in the Boston bullpen. 2 right-handers. Campbell, of course, the ace of the Boston 10 last year. Jackson, good runner at first base. Not holding him on. 2-0 the count on Merv Ruttman. The infield set for 2. Drago deliberately at the waist. The pitch. Inside corner, a fastball. And Ruttman throws his hands up and discussed. He thought that was ball 3. 2-1 the count. Calvin Fisk hops out of the couch and kind of walks out a little muscle pull in his legs. Got cramps sitting down there so long. And Drago does take a lot of time between pitches. Your legs can go to sleep on you if you're a catcher in that squat. The action pitch 2-1. Tying run at first, no one out in the 8th inning. Boston 9, the Angels 8. Drago is ready. Over the shoulder look at the runner at first. Here comes the pitch. Swinging a foul out of play. That's up on the roof on the first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Redmond, who walked in the first inning, safe on an error in the 3rd, out on a good play by Burleson in the hole in the 5th, and flied to shallow center to Fred Lynn with the bases loaded in the 6th. The Angels have had plenty of opportunity, and with all the hits and run scores, the key statistic in the game, left on base, Angels 11, Boston 4. Jackson has his lead. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a little ground ball up the middle. Up with it, Burleson. He goes to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. As saved at first on the fielder's choice is Redmond. Jammed on the plate, didn't hit it hard enough for the double play. That brings up Ron Fairley. The veteran first baseman has a 2-run single, and he doubled in the 6th inning and scored. 2 for 4 for Fairley. Who's done a solid job as always with the Angels, and even with that long distance to right field, and it's a tough right field, 380 behind the right fielder. If you pull the ball sharply, you can get a fairly easy home run, but you have to hit it about 15 feet from that foul pole because that wall angles sharply down into the corner. Infield set for 2, so that gives Fairley a hole on the right side to pull the ball. Scott holding on Redmond. The Angels lose a half step in speed at first in the exchange of Jackson and Redmond. Set by Drago. At the waist, the pitch. Frank, outside corner, good fastball. Final, the Baltimore Orioles have won their 11th in a row, 5-4 against Seattle. 5-8-0 for the Birds, 4 runs, 10 hits for the Mariners. Don Standout, in relief of Tippy Martinez, got the save. Martinez soon won the winner. Colburn 1-5 the loser. The 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul tip, caught by Fisk, and right-hander Drago quickly in front on the count. 2 strikes on Fairley. They had 13,212 to welcome Baltimore home from a great road trip. They were 9-1 on the road, and they win tonight 5-4 against Seattle. They've gone from 3 games under 500 to 8 above in the last 2 weeks. Drago has his sign from Fisk. Redmond a safe lead at first base. Here's the pitch. High, a fastball, 2-1, 1-2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. In case you joined us late, the Angels got 3 in the first off starter Bill Lee. But the Red Sox came back with a 3-run home run by Dwight Evans off starter Tom Griffin to tie it in the 2nd. Then in the 4th, when the Angels muffed a double play ball that would have gotten Griffin out of the inning, the Red Sox went on to score 4, 3 of them on Fred Lynn's home run. Angels 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th. To tie the game at 7, but the Red Sox scored 2 in the 6th. The Angels back with 1 in the 7th. It's now 9-8. The pitch. Swinging a shot by the diving Brohammer into right field for a base hit. Holding at first was Redmond to make sure the ball wasn't caught. He now goes to second, and the Angels have the tying and go-ahead Runners aboard with one out in the eighth inning as Fairley sends a low line drive just out of the reach to the glove side of Brohammer for his third hit of the night. Here's Dave Chalk, a bunt single, a ground out, safe on an air, and he lined out to Yaz and left his last time up. Now the Yanks get a little nervous in the crowd of Fenway partisans. Don Zimmer right up on that dugout step staring out at Dick Drago. Chalk up on the handle of the bat, not much power, just tries to move the ball around, keep it in play. Shallow and right is Evans. A base hit to right, I don't think Redmond could score. Hugging the line and shallow at third is Thompson. Hit by Drago. On the outside corner for a strike. But Drago jumps in front of Fairley 0-2, but the veteran works it to 1-2 and then rifled a single. Redmond in scoring position at second base. The Angels now about hit Boston 11-10. Chalk at .291 hitter on the season. Choked up about as much as anyone in the league now. Way up on the handle. Drago ready. The pitch. Outside, a breaking ball, 1-1. Brian Downing would be next. Again, the Angels without Carney Lansford and his replacements on the Pacific Coast League. Dave McNamara, a speedster. He's stolen 20 bases already this year and leads the PCL in hitting .380. Will probably report here in Boston to the club tomorrow. So the Angels are without Lansford and Baylor with a hamstring pull. Maybe their two best power right-handed hitters in this ballpark. 1-1 pitch, low, 2-1. That's really shortchanging yourself to be without that kind of stock in Fenway. Add to that Terry Humphreys' sore shoulder, the Angels catcher, and he's on the bench. Jim Fregosi, like dealing out the cards, a 7-card poker, and you only get 5 cards. Still try to beat the opposition. Slight exaggeration, but that's must be how Fregosi feels. Runners at first and second. 2-1 pitch. Chalk fouls it away. Off to the right and lands in a photographer well off the skybox section and skips up into that 2-3 rows of seats that accommodates the Mad fans here at Fenway, but basically the only one-tiered park in the Major League. Left-hander Dave LaRoche starts to throw in the Angel bullpen. And the two right-handers, Ripley and Campbell, still at work behind Drago for Boston. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Redmond leads from second, Fairley off first. Drago at the waist. The pitch. Outside, ball 3. He went 3-2 with the bases loaded to Rudy in the last inning before Rudy flied out. And the drama in Fenway tonight has been superb. No matter which side you're pulling for, I know many of you fans listening early morning hours in other parts of the world, this is a baseball delight. It's like sitting yourself down at the table and they just keep bringing the food, all your favorites. 9-8, Boston. Drago backs off the rubber. Redmond being alerted by McNamara. You got to hurry now. Those good outfielders for Boston on a base hit. Fairley off first. And the 3-2 pitch. Low, and the bases are loaded. 1 out. Chalk to first. Fairley to second. And Redmond to third. And the Angels have had the bases loaded time and time again this evening. 3 times, ending an inning with 3 men aboard. And they've got them drunk again. Here comes Tony Salita to bat for Brian Downing. Salita, the powerful Samoan, who has done a great job coming off the bench and has been the Angels' top bench hitter. He's up there with 1 out. Not much speed, so he's a good double play man, but is as strong as anyone in that Angel dugout and has the power, even if fooled, to go to left field and kiss the monster. Lifetime against Boston. Salita is hitting .350. And as soon as he's introduced, Zimmer comes out of the dugout before he gets to the foul line. He waves the right hand, signals he wants Bill Campbell to come in from the bullpen. So Campbell will be the 4th Boston pitcher of the night. Here's the spot where Tom Bergmeyer, the left-hander, was not throwing. Zimmer had 2 right-handers, so he cannot counter with the left-hander. He's going to go with Campbell, who has an excellent screwball and is tough on left-handers. So Drago goes out, picks himself out of 2 bases-loaded jams. 1 left for him by Bob Stanley in the 6th, and one of his own in the 7th, and he leaves with the bases loaded. As Campbell is carted in from the right center field bullpen area. With a break in the action, let's call on Al Wisk. Hi, Dick. You can take advantage of the fast walk to chalk was the 7th given up by Boston pitching plus 2 hit batters. So that's 9 more base runners, plus 5 errors, plus 11 hits. To give the Angels 8 runs, still not good enough to be in front. Boston has 9, and Bill Campbell, the bearded right-hander, begins tuning up with catcher Calvin Pitts. He has a good screwball, and around the batting cage before the game tonight, some of the Red Sox players commenting on what a good screw he had in Seattle his last outing. Struck out 4 men in 2 perfect relief innings. The tying run for the Angels with 1 out is represented by Merv Retman standing at third in conversation with his coach John McNamara. Ron Fairley, the veteran, is at second base, and Dave Chalk at first. Tony Salita, who has been hitting around 400 off the bench, but his season average doesn't reflect that because overall he's hitting 245. 1 home run and 9 runs batted in. Campbell, the ace of the bullpen for Boston the last couple of years, although he's had some rough outings this year, and his ERA reflects that. 5.40, bases full, infield looking for 2. The pitch to Salita. High, ball 1. Campbell 2 wins. Check that, his ERA is higher than that. 7.24 for Campbell. 2 wins and 4 losses. He saved 2, so he has not pitched that well. He's only worked in 13 2/3 innings. 9-8 Boston. Salita waits. Campbell to the plate. Kruge outside of the hole. Ball 2. 2 balls. No strikes, and now Salita sits with his third base coach to see if that green light is flashing. The outfield playing Salita with respect. Deep and right is Evans. Right center, a couple of steps is Lynn. Back toward the warning tap and left in front of the scoreboard, Yastrzemski. Infield set for 2. The 2-0 pitch by Campbell. Low, ball 3. So now, Campbell in a terrible bind with the bases loaded, has to throw strikes. Down 3-0 or walk in the tying run. Meanwhile, Salita, if he wanted to, could be sitting on a pitch that he could really drive 3-0. Bogosi's a gambling manager. He's shown that already. The 3-0 pitch. Strike across the letters, and barely so. Oh, that was close to being ball 4. Right across the lettering of Angels on the front of the gray uniform. Campbell nervously goes to the rosin bag, throws it aside, pitches with his cap, wheels his arm over his head. Now rests that right foot on the front edge of the rubber. Retman at third, Fairley at second, and Chalk at first lead away. 1 out, 9-8 in the 8th inning. The 3-1 pitch. Outside, and the game is tied. That is only the second earned run scored by the Angels in the game, and you almost have to bite your tongue saying earned about that one because it comes around only 1 single, a hit batter, and a couple of walks. The run will be charged to Dick Drago as Retman walks home with a 9th run. A 9-9 tie, and Ken Landreau steps up, the young left-handed hitting right fielder, singled his last time up. He's 1 for 4 and he scored 2 runs. Good speed, a tough man to double up. Salita at first, Chalk at second, Fairley at third, outfield toward right, Campbell sets and delivers. Swing and a miss, and Landreau good cut at a breaking ball. Ken has 1 home run and 7 runs batted in, starts tonight at 247. So the Angels led in the first inning when they scored 3, but after Boston tied it in the third, the Angels have been playing catch-up ever since and finally are back even at 9. The pitch, right down the middle, and Landreau took a fastball right there. 2 strikes on Kenny. And the final in from New York, Ron Guidry has done it again. He's 10-0. He shut out Oakland on 3 hits. New York 2, Oakland nothing. So that plays an important role in what happens here tonight. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A through ball gets Landreau, and there's 2 away. Bases still loaded for Bobby Britt. Landreau got the 1 pitch of a group of 3 that was set to hit, and caught looking on that. That was the second pitch, the fastball down the middle. And a hit on the count 0-2. Campbell gave him that tough screwball, and Landreau couldn't find it. So Britt steps in. And hits tonight. He sits safely in 5 in a row. He's 1 for 5. 8th inning, and Britt is up for the 6th time in the game. 9-9 tie. 2 out. the Angels with the bases full. Rich waiting. Campbell kicks and deals. Curveball, high ball one. Rich is tough man. He'll make you throw strikes. Again, Yankees 2 and Oakland nothing. Matt Keogh, another fine pitching job in defeat. Except that Heverlow was given the loss and released Keogh 2-2. 1-0 pitch. Swinging a foul back. Givry 10-0 the winner. Heverlow the loser 2-2. They had 27,721 in New York. The Yankee runs came on home runs by Randolph his third, Nettles his fourth. 2-0 New York. The Yankees are 6 behind Boston. Oakland is lost. If the Angels should win tonight, they'd be only a half game out of first place. Currently tied for second with the Texas Rangers 1.5 out. Another final. Cubs at Cincinnati 3-2. 3-6-0 for Cubs. 2-4-2 for Cincinnati. Chicago, a game ahead of Philadelphia in the National League East, wins at Cincinnati 3-2. Here's the pitch to Gritch. Check swing foul, and it goes off to the right as Gritch trying to keep the bat away, and that ball hits the handle and carry him to the box seat railing. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gritch. Foster hit his, they say, 14th home run of the year. George Foster for Cincinnati. There wasn't enough as Russell 8-4 beat Bonham 7-1. First loss for Bill Bonham, 30,190 in Cincinnati. Here, a 9-9 tie. Bases loaded with Angels. 2 out in the 8th inning, and Bill Campbell ahead on the count to Bobby Gritch 1-2. Gritch has 3 home runs and 16 runs batted in. He's up on the handle of the bat, trying to guard the plate, hit one hard someplace. Infield all deep. Hopson deep, guarding the line at third. The outfield straight away and deep. Time called as Campbell takes too much time, and Fisk's going to go out and make sure that he and his right-handed reliever are in sync. A hit batter, a single by Fairley, and a couple of walks have tied the game here on the 9th inning. The Angels have scored in each of the last 4 innings. After 3 in the first inning, shut out till the 5th when they got 1, 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 1 here in the 8th. And we start over again. The Angels with another glorious chance, bases full. Gritch up with Lyman, Bostock due next. 1-2 the count. Campbell staring. Now he has his time. The low target and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gritch has a curveball low and outside, and Campbell does some fancy pitching. The Angels get a run on a hit. No errors. And for the 4th time of the game, leave the bases loaded. They've stranded 14 men. After 7.5, 9-9 tie. Right fielder Dwight Evans leads off the 8th for Boston, takes a breaking ball low, ball 1. Hartzell working quickly the pitch. Swinging a shot to third, backhanded by Jackson in third territory. The throw crosses in time. Pretty play. And the appreciative Boston fans applaud the visiting third baseman Ron Jackson, who made a dive to the line to backhand that ball. In normal conditions, that's a 2-base hit. But in a tie game in the late innings, that third baseman is sitting right on the line, and even then, Jackson barely got it. As Evans ripped it on 1 hop. First pitch to Hopson outside, a breaking ball. Now Evans, 2 for 4, 4 RBIs, and try to get something going in the 8th. Hopson grounds it weakly to short. Charged by Chalk. He throws across to Fairley, 2 away. Now Paul Hartzell, the most effective pitcher of the game. He's just been in for an inning and 2/3 and has retired 5 men in order. Takes a fastball low, ball 1. The leadoff man for the Red Sox tonight has singled twice and flied twice to center. Once to very deep center field. He's not going to run. Hartzell pitches a fastball in there, 1-1. A 9-9 tie in Boston. Incredible stat, though, as we repeat ourselves, and at the risk of doing that, Angels 14 left on base, Boston 4. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Good, hard sinker in on the hand. Rick Rolson hits 1-2. Terry Humphrey taking over behind the plate for the Angels, despite the fact that he has a very painful sore shoulder. Rolson wants to see the baseball, and Hartzell lobs it into his catcher, and Russ Getz will examine it. Veteran plate umpire notes the flaw and puts a new one in play. Rolson with a good eye did spot something. Rolson waving the wood. The pitch. swinging a shot to third, and there's Jackson playing deep right on the line to glove it and throw him out. So the positioning of the third baseman paid off. Two hard hit balls, both would have been hits earlier in the game. They come out as Jackson fields that hot corner splendidly. 3 up, 3 down after 8, a 9-9 tie. Bill Campbell warming up with his catcher Calvin Fisk in the 9th inning. The right-hander will face Bostock, Rudy, and Jackson of the Angels when Campbell, with the bases loaded, struck out Landreau and Grich to end the 8th inning. Those were the first 2 Boston strikeouts of the evening. Bill Lee started when 5 innings allowed 400 runs, 6 hits, walked 2, struck out 9. Bob Stanley, 2/3 of an inning, 3 runs, 1 earned, 3 hits, 2 walks. Dick Drago, an inning and 2/3, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 hits, 3 walks, and hit a man. And now Bill Campbell, who walked 1 and struck out 2, 3 men he faced, coming in with the bases loaded in the 8th inning. Bostock, obvious reports on Bostock to the Boston skipper Zimmer, trying not to pitch to him, and the Red Sox have avoided that best they can. They've walked him intentionally the last 2 times up. He has a single and 3 trips. A 12-game hitting streak for Bostock. Campbell delivers inside with a breaking ball. Former teammates with the Minnesota Twins. Bill Campbell and Lyman Bostock both playing out their contracts and signing rich new deals with their clubs presently. Screwball line to right field, but it's going to stay up, and Evans is there to make the catch. Bostock out. The right fielder Dwight Evans. That was a screwball. He read it well. Steps out there to Campbell as he goes by him on his way to the third base dugout. Joe Rudy, in the first inning, lined a double off the base of the wall in left field to drive in a run, later scored himself, walked in the third, singled in the fifth. When they walked Bostock intentionally with 2 on and 6 to load the bases, he promptly singled to center field to drive in 2 more. And then with the bases loaded in the 7th and a 3-2 pitch, he flied to right. 3 for 4 for Rudy. 3 RBIs, give him 13 for the year. Joe has 2 home runs. Campbell will throw up a long one now and then. The pitch. In there, a change. Rudy thought it was inside. Minnesota-Toronto has been postponed. Rain in Ontario. Milwaukee leading Detroit 7-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning at Tiger Stadium, Detroit. We told you the Inks shut out Oakland 2-0. Baltimore bested Seattle 5-4. The set by Campbell. And the 1-strike pitch. Swing on the top of the short. Burleson charges, has an ugly hop, has to throw in a hurry, and gets his man by a step. Straight on with Burleson the shortstop, and there's 2 gone in the top of the 9th inning. Ron Jackson is 1 for 3. Singled and scored in the first. Lined into a double play. A vicious line drive back to the mound to Bill Lee. In the 3rd inning, himself has been stabbed and turned into 2. Saving a fielder's choice, and the last 2 times up, he's been hit by a pitch. At Kansas City, the Royals have just scored 4 times in the 7th inning to tie the game at 5 against Texas. But Al Oliver hit a solo home run in the 8th, so it's now 6-5 Texas top of the 8th at KC. 1-0. Chicago over Cleveland after 7. The White Sox getting great pitching, but they've made a change in the top of the 8th. The pitch to Jackson. Change is low, ball 1. National League, Atlanta beats St. Louis 2-1. Cubs over Cincinnati 3-2. Pittsburgh has a 3-0 lead at Houston in the 6th. Philadelphia trails the Dodgers 6-4 after 8 innings in Los Angeles. Jackson takes ball 2. Dusty Baker hit a grand slam home run in that game. Greg Lazinski has hit 2 homers, 14th for the year. Monday's hit his 12th, Smith his 9th. So long balling in Dodger Stadium and LA in front. 6-4, filled up top of the 9th. No score met the San Diego bottom of the 2nd, and the Giants beat Montreal 1-0 this afternoon. The 2-0 pitch coming up to Jackson. High and inside, up under the chin, 3-0. Jackson was swinging, so he was really stepping into that one, looking for something he could yank out of here. Almost led with his chin. 3 balls, no strikes. Merv Rutzman would be next. Wind continues to blow toward left, not quite as strong as earlier in the game. Swinging a high fly ball to left field, routine. Yaz coming in for it, and he makes the catch. Jackson being right at 3-0, but didn't have a very good swing. Game goes out in order. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Lynn, Rice, Yastrzemski do for Boston in a 9-9 tie. Bottom of the 9th inning, and the Angels come in with their top left-handed reliever, Dave LaRoche. LaRoche to face Lynn, Rice, and Yastrzemski. LaRoche pitched yesterday, pitched 2 days ago, and picked up the win with 3 saves, ERA 2.88. Lynn with a 3-run homer and 4 at-bats. Takes it high, ball 1. LaRoche and Humphrey, the Angels battery. Jackson, Chalk, Rich, and Fairley on the infield. The men at the corners, Fairley at first and Jackson at third, right on the line. The outfield of Rudy Bostock and Landreau left to right. Crowd alive in Boston, and a ground ball right side. Fairley can't get it. It's into right field. Lynn turns and holds at first base. Now, we told you that Fairley was right on the line. That was a routine out earlier in the game, but it trickled through for a base hit here in the ninth. Whereas it went the other way for Boston in the 8th inning when 2 smashes to third and came out because Jackson was positioned there. So LaRoche greeted with a base hit off the bat of Lynn. Jim Rice comes up. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. Now Boston has its best hitter, the Major League top home run and RBI producer at the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning. 31,652 paid. It's a sellout when you consider there are a couple of thousand guests here of the Boston management. They've seen a great game, and all they can ask for now is to win in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's a 9-9 tie. Lynn, a good base runner, the pitch. Rice got a bunt, takes a strike. So Don Zimmer asking his big home run hitter to square around sacrifice, but it might just as quickly take that butt off and let him swing away, figuring that the Angels would give him a high fastball, guess that, and drive it out of here. Jackson creeping in from third, Fairley holding on Lynn at first. The pitch he's swinging and fouls it away. He got the high fastball, but was a little late pulling the trigger. Lynn at first base. The winning run, no one out, bottom of the 9th. 9 runs, 11 hits for each side. Infield looking for the double play. Lynn has a bigger lead this time. LaRoche to the plate. High, a fastball, 1-2. Marshall worked 2 perfect innings, getting the side out in order in the 7th and the 8th. And now LaRoche working the 9th inning. Lynn has treated him with a ground ball single. The 1-2 pitch. Lynn takes it just inside. Checked his swing, and the ball breaking sharply down and in, just off the corner. 2-2. First snap, 6-4 against right-hander Jim Rice. 2-0 Boston in the second and final game of this brief set tomorrow night. 2-2 pitch. High ball 3. So the count has gone from 2 strikes to 3-2. We'll see if the Red Sox play a little run and hit. LaRoche sticking at the rubber. Now looks in, gets this time from Terry Humphrey. Lynn leads away from first base. LaRoche at the wait. Here's the pitch. High ball 4. Now the Red Sox couldn't ask for more than that. Lynn gets the ground single, and Rice behind 0-2 watches 4 straight balls. And now the Red Sox have runners at first and second, no one out. And Carl Yastrzemski, Carlson fifth, and George Scott scheduled to hit him at order. Yaz, who handles the bat so extremely well, checked with his third base coach Eddie Yost to see if he's up there to bunt. Yaz has grounded out 3 times and walked. Now Boston, literally unbeatable at home, 22-4, with a great chance to win it here in the bottom of the 9th. LaRoche checks the runners, Yaz squares and takes it way inside, ball 1. So LaRoche has that plate jumping on him. Lynn the winning run at second. Rice is crossing over first. Yaz squared to bunt. He gave himself up immediately. Swinging this time and takes a strike, 1-1. Oh my, with Jackson creeping in from third and fairly tight at first. And Yaz got a good breaking ball, but didn't go after it. 1-1 the count. Outfield straight away for Yaz. Wind blowing out toward left. Runners lead first and second, no one out. He squares the bunt, bunts it toward third. LaRoche has to play at third, and he doesn't get it. Everyone is safe. Oh my, Jackson and Pelosi, LaRoche all around. Third base umpire Joe Brinkman, he called him safe. an excellent bunt by the veteran Yastrzemski. LaRoche had only one play. The ball fielded going toward the third base foul line, and so he was in position to throw to third, but they didn't get him. The umpire rules safe, and you've got to give Yastrzemski a bunt single. That's how good he is. Now try to take some miracle pitching by LaRoche not to lose in the ninth inning, as Boston has the bases loaded, no one out. The infield is in. The outfield is in. Time is called, and Johnny Pesky goes out to say something to Jim Wright. Carlton Fisk, the right-handed hitting catcher, is fouled out, struck out, a deep out to center, and a ground out. Now the Angels, who have had the bases loaded 4 times at the end of an inning, haven't been able to get that big ball, find themselves now with Boston enjoying a bases loaded situation and no one out in the bottom of the ninth. LaRoche is not going to use the windup. Fisk, right-handed batter, the pitch, way outside, ball one. LaRoche, not close with that one. The infield and the outfield, their players to the plate. There's softball depth in the outfield. Hoping they'll stop a line drive, a fly ball. It's over their head. They're going to join the sacrifice fly anyway. The pitch. Outside ball 2. Lynn, the winning run at third, right to second, Yaz at first. Angels have a fourth. What, of course, they would like to see is that ground ball home to first double play. But LaRoche has to throw a strike first. Single by Lynn, a walk, and a bunt single to load the bases for Boston. Here in the last of the ninth inning, a 9-9 tie. LaRoche gets this time from Humphrey. The pitch. Way to ground ball. Fair. The Boston Red Sox win 10-9 as this singles past third. One run, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left in the bottom of the ninth inning as Carlton Fisk rams a single between Jackson and the bag of third, and Boston wins again at home 10-9 in a thrilling ball game. With a total, here's Al. I Dick, the Red Sox, 10 runs, 13 hits, 5 errors, 7 men left on base. For the Angels, 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, and 14 men left on base. The winning pitcher, Bill Campbell, he's 3-4. The losing pitcher, Dave LaRoche, 5-3.